We're live. We're here. We here. They can't stop
Have you
us.
ever considered that
No
we're
starting
live?
screen.
No starting screen. Well, and there's
It's
only 3
alive!
minutes, so it's like there's not really a point.
Whoa!
Whoa.
You get to see us for the Patreon content this time?
That's right.
Can you put us like can you just put the starting screen on for like 10 seconds just for nostalgia?
One,
Wow.
There we
two,
go.
Do you feel better?
3,
I
4,
I do actually.
5,
Help.
6.
I need
I
somebody.
love for a
8,
little like the
9,
3 minutes before
10.
we
Ding, ding,
like
ding,
start
ding,
start.
ding, ding.
Josh already answered Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one. I already answered the Avengers, the first one. But do you have a most memorable theatrical experience, and what movie was it?
Most memorable thematic
theatrical, like going to a theater to see a movie. Do you have a most memorable experience doing that?
It was the most memorable experience, indeed.
most
You know what I'm
memorable.
saying. This is such a movie nerd question. I'm sorry.
I just
know.
like I don't know. I haven't gone to the movies in a long time. I have like probably the most memorable one. Like I remember like the lead up to it, but it has
Mhm.
nothing to do with the movie.
That's okay.
And that is it was one of the Transformers movies, like in middle school.
Okay.
It wasn't the first one because the hype was big for it. So like the first one had already like hit. I forget which one it was, but I remember I was dating somebody at the time. So like pseudo dating, and that we were going with another friend who also had a crush on the girl I was dating. But it was like fine. That was just the group dynamic. Like there
Sure.
wasn't drama. That was just
It just
That was
happened to
just-
be that way.
it just was.
Just me and my friend zoned friend.
Yeah. Or at least no drama came of it, I should say. But I remember it was right when this thing came out, before apps were big, right? Before
Yeah.
smartphones were big, where you could text this like number and it would answer any trivia question, especially about movies.
Huh.
And so I remember testing that out after the movie of like, hey, who voice acted this person? You know, who did this or that? You know, and like somebody real on the other end answered your question.
Oh,
Interesting.
Because it was before like automated, like you couldn't just automate that, right? So it was like
it was
this
like
whole.
Quora.
I think it was I don't know where they made their money. I would imagine it's through marketing or something, right? But yeah, no, they just straight up answered texts when you'd ask them. It was like Quora, yeah, except via text message. And it was like a dedicated team that answered your question. And you could ask whatever.
well, how does that connect to Transformers?
We used it immediately after the Transformers movie we watched asking about Transformers.
The most
It was like,
memorable thing about Transformers was when the movie was over and we texted the trivia line.
I think
that I went with my friend's zone friend. Yes.
I think
I thought the most
most
memorable part of Transformers was
Go ahead,
after
Trevor.
I left the
Just
theater.
talk over him. You got to bulldoze through.
The movie transformed into a car and drove away.
I think my most memorable theatrical experience was A Quiet Place.
Oh, cool. That's a good one.
It's a good movie.
It was like really like everyone was super quiet the whole time, so it was just like the silences were very pronounced.
Nice.
Was it the original Transformers movie?
No, it was A Quiet Place.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm like looking at the dates these movies came out. I'm trying to. No, it was Revenge of the
Revenge
Fallen.
of the Fallen, written during the writers' strike of 2007.
No,
Oh,
I didn't know
really?
there was a
You can
writer's
hear the
strike in
disgust in
2007.
Jake's voice.
Yeah, sorry. It's infamous. It's an infamous film.
And that's probably why I don't remember anything about
Yeah.
it. I had to collaborate the times in which I knew these people and when this movie came out to figure out which movie it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember the movie at all.
That's probably a good thing,
You
actually.
know what I remember?
Playing
I remember
D&D.
how
Uh,
I remember how at the end of our last D&D session, we were flying away from the city of Gaim, right? We were on our way to escape. You had made it out of the city, besting incredible odds, protecting the reticulators at all cost, fighting off the forces of evil and darkness. And then you had one final test. One challenge remained. And as you broke through the dragons engaged in air combat in the night sky above the mountains, there was another airship, and Sir Topham Sav was on it, and it fired an anti-magic field out of a cannon at you, and Jebediah used his first ever counterspell on it, and then the ship threw up its own counterspell flare, and then one of you, Bruiser or Zop, one of Trevor, fired off another counterspell back at
Zop.
it, and then almost failed, but then Jeb used the final charge in the Rod of Luck, and by the skin of your teeth, in an incredibly lucky turn of events, Bruiser was able to rocket away into the night sky. It's been about 15 minutes of a full burn, the thrusters just roaring to the left and right of the ship. You stand, the four founders, well, three founders, Owlin, Fox, and Jebediah, you stand on the main deck, just outside the cockpit, while Bruiser ably pilots the craft. The door between you has been propped open so that he can join the conversation without looking away. In your haste to escape, you neglected to choose a direction, and so Bruiser's going to roll a d4, and we're going to find out which way you left the city of Gaim.
That's really
Northeast,
cool.
Southwest. North,
So
northeast,
about
Northeast, southwest.
northeast, southwest on the thigh.
that's a really cool memory you reminded of.
I got
So,
a 1.
About the
You got
Transformers
a 1, so you're
movies.
going north. So you're leaving, you're headed back towards the Umbral Sea, familiar territory. And as you, the difference, of course, this time being that one, Fox has his limbs, and two, on this journey, instead of being split, the entire company is together. And so maybe for the first time ever in our D&D campaign, all of Four Guys Ventures and Vibes is in the same place. The only honorable mention type of thing needs to go out to Abercrombie and his Finch and Savage Tempest, both of whom are guerrilla fighting in the remnants of what was once the Kingdom of Udril, far to the north. But you have a bunch of company members on board this airship with you, and they are, throughout the airship, beginning to get to work on their tasks. The company is humming away, and they have a number of things they need to accomplish between Laredith and some of the artificers working in the aft storage hold, trying to put together the machine that will allow you to reforge the Rod of Seven Parts. You've got Garlel and Affirmative, the Myconid Sovereign, and a few others who are up in the old spa, your war room area. They've got maps and charts, and they're trying to figure out where you are most likely to find Kay, adrift in his own airship for 3 years. And you've got, Bruiser and a team of pilots under him who are just trying to get you where you're going. You've got Clara and a little bit of a team of catering staff who are also kind of working through the inventory of the ship, trying to go through the storage area. Last time when you brought the ship to Gaim, there wasn't really time to make a detailed inventory of either the things that were on the ship to salvage or now the things you were able to save from Gaim, the company resources that you brought with you. And so all these things are happening around you. But in the back of your mind, all of you are aware that on your way out of the city, a shadow creature made it on board, and you have yet to find it. One of the dark, mysterious, built from the chaos energy of Limbo, forged by the mental acuity of the Aboleth set loose upon the world at large, is on this ship with you somewhere. Your tugboat is big, but it is not gigantic. It is 3 decks, including the main deck you're on, and it's just over 100 feet long, and at its widest point, it's around 25 or 30 feet wide. So, the ship is not gigantic, and the odds of this thing continuing to cause problems are fairly large. With all of this in mind, we find, we zoom in, if you will, on the conversation taking place outside the cockpit of the SS Happy Orc, where we're trying to decide what to do next and how to proceed with the sweep for the shadow creature.
I mean, I could cast Prestidigitate. I could cast that one spell you all know I can do that I refuse to pronounce correctly, but I don't think that's going to help. I don't know if that's bright enough.
Yes, I believe casting any sort of light spells and just making a clean sweep and just clearing room by room will be the most useful. I think that should be priority one, along with like coordinating. Once we find the shadow creature and are able to eliminate it, or at least are able to do one clean sweep of the entire space, of the entire ship, we should then prioritize charting our course, and then making sure everyone is attending to their tasks, and that we are on our way to reassembling Laredith's machine. Does that sound good to everyone?
Aye, aye. Cap.
It does. Yeah, definitely need
An
to
alarm
find that shadow
klaxon
creature.
begins blaring. Bruiser, one of the dials on your, on the panel of instruments that you have, begins going haywire as something in the underbelly of the ship appears to have been compromised. It's like a pressurized pipe seems to not have the pressure it should, like a bolt has come loose or something like that. It's not urgent. It's not going to crash the airship, but it has set off this, this warning light. And the problem will require someone to get down in the underbelly and fix it.
Is anyone down there right now? Does he know? Is B Street down there?
No one is in the underbelly, but you know that Randy, you're ahead of Cool Stuff, and B Street are both in the engineering room, so you could reach them on the comms and send them if you wanted to.
Okay. Brandy, B Street, I got alarms in the underbelly. Something.
Yeah, we hear
probably
them
like
too
a pipe.
in the background.
Right. I'm gonna go down there just in case. We haven't found the shadow creature yet, and any little noise or anything could be it. I don't know. So
Yes, I think that actually if we begin our sweep there, that may be most pertinent, and then we just move about the ship room by room from there.
already on the way.
Perfect. And Alan will follow as well.
And you know what that means? It means it's story time at the Winged Badger Tavern, and we will be right back.
Sinir, Gonteus, Kotix, Olara. Long ago, the four ancients created a world in harmony. Then, everything changed when the chat amped magic. Only Kelnor, master of good vibes, could stop them, but when the world needed him most, he vanished. 2 years have passed, and four adventurers have discovered a conspiracy, a company selling magic. And although their roleplay is great, they have a lot of XP to earn before they're ready to save anyone. But I believe they can save the world.
Welcome back to the Winged Badger Tavern. Let's meet the players for tonight's Dungeons & Dragons adventure.
Hello, I am Jake, and I play Alan Woodrear, the Azamar Barbarian Artificer. And I have also been playing Gunnar, but Gunnar he'll be doing a little cooking for the rest of the foreseeable future. So he'll be stirring some soup, which is his specialty.
For the rest of time, he will stir soup.
Yep.
Hello, I am Cleo. I play Fox and Ryely, though I think Riley's going to be doing a lot of, brainstorming and figuring out how to reverse this image that, Sir Topham has utterly run amok with when it comes to our company. And Fox, rogue changeling, I'm going to go find this shadow creature thing. It's going to be great. It's going to be a time.
Hello, I am Trevor. I currently play Bruiser, the pilot of the ship, and the guy who knows everyone. So if you need something from someone, Bruiser probably knows them. I also play Zop, who is the brother to Ryely, not twin, as people like to confuse them. And he will also be a co-pilot of the ship.
And Bruiser is a Winged Badger, just in case any of you at home are
yes.
trying to picture him in your mind.
Hey, I'm Wash. I play Jebediah Peppermint and Radford the White and FP62. But Jeb's going to be taking the center stage, and the other guys are going to be kind of moving on to the background for a little bit. And I am curious, just in general, about lots of things. You should take up gardening or blacksmithing. It's good for you.
I'm going to take that advice right now.
I am Willa the Wisp, and I play Clara Albuquerque, who is going to be trying to maintain the kitchen despite the fact that Gunnar is in it.
Josh, you're a Winged Badger Game Master. I play everybody else. And with that out of the way, we'll jump back into tonight's Dungeons and Dragons adventure. To get down to the underbelly, there are two paths you can take. You could go down through the crew access, which is sort of like an iron-runged ladder that leads down the inside of the hull of the ship, or you could go down the main staircase. I have two players with a hand up. What? Yes.
I'm gonna take the ladder, but I can I sorry, I'll be well, I'm gonna start some blacksmithing. I'm gonna take that advice now. So if anybody needs anything blacksmith, let me know. I'll be back.
Okay, cool.
If this is a bit, it's really poorly executed.
Just the pause, but not walking off camera, not doing anything, just kind of
I couldn't get up in
staring
time,
and smiling
okay?
and
I
nodding.
couldn't get up in time. my legs are trapped, okay? And I was like fumbling with it the entire time, and it just died off. Okay.
Is this like the Discord version of, all right, see you later, and then you both walk away in the same direction for like the next 10
I
minutes?
have no idea. I'm so confused. The music is so tonally inappropriate now. What just happened?
I don't know.
Wash, you also had a hand up. Are you also taking up blacksmithing, basket weaving?
No,
Perhaps?
I thought Cleo was doing a funny thing, so I was just following suit. You know how sometimes we dance and then everybody else starts doing it.
Does
doing
anybody
it.
want to play the game? Should we start the scene? Here, we can
Owen
start
is
over.
going to follow down to the underbelly to help
Yeah,
and
so-
to look for the shadow creature.
So Fox is taking the iron ladder in the crew access area at the front of the ship. Alan, are you also going down that way, or are you going down the main staircase near the back of the ship?
Alan is going to also go down that way, and beforehand, Alan is going to cast light on his scimitar of speed.
Cool. Alan's scimitar speed emits a glow of, I believe, 30 feet. As you descend the iron-runged ladder, it curves with the front of the hull of the SS Happy Orc. And as you make it down to the crawl space, Alan in particular is reminded why he rarely comes down here. Throwing open the hatch that separates the storage compartment and the underbelly, you slither into the 5-foot-high crawl space beneath the pressurized hull of the Cugboat. And this area is obviously completely dark. There are a number of support beams. There are 4 gigantic, basically like almost imagine like a big tree stump where there's just these big round pillars that are kind of connecting and shock absorbing so that the hull underneath, the wooden hull, can flex, but the pressurized part of the hull will not. And then there are a number of smaller sort of adjacent supports that are just helping keep everything connected and tied together. And so you'll need to kind of crawl in between those as you navigate the crawl space. So you have this 30-foot light that casts a little bit of a shadowed glow. It doesn't go through.
It's
the huge
actually
support.
20 feet bright light and then an extra 20 feet dim light.
Great. So around 40 feet then. There's about 40
Yep.
feet of light. But with these huge pillars in the center of the underbelly, it doesn't stretch quite as far as you'd like. And so there's still plenty of little shadowy corners and things to be looking into as you navigate. Fox, as a reminder to everybody, does not have dark vision. So Fox, your vision is limited to where that 40 feet of light hits. So basically, if you imagine a line of sight for yourself that kind of curves around these pillars, with them in the way, kind of obstructing your view.
Cast
Prestidigitation. That's what you'll cast.
Yes. To act as like a torch. I believe that should give me about 20 feet, and then 20 feet dim.
I will check on that, but that sounds right to me.
And obviously, Alan's going to kind of direct Fox a little bit and be like,
Never mind.
well,
I'm gonna cast light because I have light, and I'm incapable of reading.
Sure.
all right, well, once you have figured out what kind of light you want to use, we will both clear the underbelly. I will go on this left side, and you just make sure that you check every nook and cranny. Make sure that at some point or another, your light has touched every part of your side of the underbelly, and make sure to call out, obviously, if you find anything suspicious or perhaps a shadow creature.
as Fox and
Gotcha.
Alan begin their kind of slithery search, I would like each of them to roll a perception or investigation check, their decision, which they'd
And-
like to use.
Alan is like at Alan is gonna probably be slower than Fox at getting through, even though he's going to try to keep pace so that they, are kind of evenly clearing.
If you'd
at-
like,
at-
you could roll a DC 12 acrobatics check to see if you can keep pace with Fox.
Okay.
I got 15 on perception.
Okay.
Acrobatics was 3, so that's not gonna
Yep.
do
So
it.
you're moving a little slow.
But perception.
I'll slow down if I notice Alan's a little behind. I'll slow down so that way when our light crosses in between the beams at the same time.
Yeah, perception 21 though.
Okay. Perception of 21 and 15. So you're, eyes peeled. You know the danger these shadow creatures can face. You don't see anything in particular at this time, but we're going to check back in with your progress as you begin maneuvering across the underbelly of the tugboat. So you've probably crossed the first quarter of it at this stage as we jump back up to the cockpit where, Bruiser, you've still got this alarm light going off. Obviously, they need to make it through to where the pipes are in the underbelly before they can fix it. Are you doing anything else? Are you going to keep piloting? Are you going to hand off to one of your co-pilots and go do something different? What's Bruiser up to?
Is there any does it look like anyone's chasing us, or have we completely left them in the dust?
You have left them in the dust. You were at full burn as you came out of the mountains.
Okay.
Nobody was going to accelerate fast enough to catch you.
So then he is going to tell Zop to take over. And he is also going to go down to the room where the pipe burst.
Sounds great.
He has dark vision, though.
Okay. So Zop is going to take your place in the cockpit, and Bruiser is going to head down to the underbelly. When Bruiser arrives, our other two adventurers, Fox and Alan, will be halfway through the room. But in the meantime, while they're on their way to doing that, talk to me about what Jeb is up to.
So Jeb's just kind of sitting up on the upper deck, kind of feeling the wind in his fur, just trying to collect himself really from the last bout and the volleys of magic back and forth, and
The orange glow of dawn just beginning to light the horizon in the distance.
yeah, and he knows that as soon as that sun comes up, it's going to hurt his eyes, so he's just kind of like soaking it in for now. But really, there's a lot of darkness up here, and I think he is concerned that this shadow creature can teleport anywhere that there is shadow, and we don't know if it requires line of sight. So I think he's just going to start walking through the ship, trying to lay eyes on different places. I think he's concerned less about places where it may be hiding and more about trying to see places where it could show up and cause trouble. He suspects that it might be down in the underbelly and has caused a problem to draw us down there, and then it will teleport up and cause a bit of havoc. So he's not looking for hiding spots, but he's just walking the halls, walking the corridors, going up and down the stairs, trying to just kind of like when you lose your wife in the grocery store and you're like just looking left and right, and then you go to the next one left and right. You're just trying to cover as much line of sight as possible.
I've never related so hard to an analogy about the behavior of a D&D character.
So yeah, like going down the stairs, taking a look down this quarter, down that quarter, goes to the next level, this one, that one, kind of makes a couple laps, or tries to anyway.
Okay. So as you go down the main stairwell, and you check the main stairwell is near the aft of the ship, near the back of the ship, and so as you're kind of navigating down that stairwell, On the first below deck, you have access to kind of a rear balcony. You know, there's an airlock hatch at the back of the craft, and then you can step through there onto just a fenced-in balcony that kind of stretches to the rear of the tugboat. So you maybe poke your head out there real quick and check. Satonia is seated out there calmly, but there is no shadow creature or anything. And Satonia doesn't even really turn and look at you. You know, Satonia is mostly nonverbal, so she is just sort of this kind of glowing, translucent or semi-translucent moose who is sitting on the back of the deck and just kind of staring out at the night. As you poke your head in the other direction, you're looking into the cafeteria, which is a long, thin kind of mess hall area. It's got one big like camp style table where, you know, big long table with benches on each side stretching down the middle of it. It is now lit by 3 cipher lanterns that are kind of powered by the internal workings of the ship. And Tactus the Unyielding, the king of Udril, and his wolf are both seated at the table. And Gunnar is trying to keep the wolf fed at the rate that the wolf is eating.
I mean, at this point, I don't think I need to cook the next. All right, yeah,
He can take it raw. That's
yep.
You could just bring
let
it
me
out.
just. Yeah, all right. And then Alan will Gunnar will go and like go back into the supplies and be like, all right, what raw meat can we give this thing? Because it's consuming too fast for me to even sear it.
Yeah, Gunner's hat disappears back through the door into the kitchens. The king nods respectfully at Jeb, but you don't see any disturbance. You head down the stairs to the second below decks area. The second below decks area, as you go down the stairway, you come across a very peeved-looking Zal and Joffrey Belvedere, who have been assigned janitorial duty on the ship and are stuck with there's a huge mess on the floor. It's like splintered wood and debris and dust and, crumpled up papers and strewn boxes. And you just like see this huge mess on the floor. You come down and they're just like fuming and like, shove this in a boom, put the thing on the thing. And they're just all upset. They don't even notice you as you come down the steps. They're so busy being upset and trying to clean up this huge pile of garbage. They're just shoving it in trash bags indiscriminately, almost. Like just get it all out of there, off the floor.
Hey, make sure you go through that. Make sure that's actually garbage. There was valuable stuff here, just like stashed. We don't know if it's if there's any relics of the past or anything that might have important information on it. Don't just make sure it's trash before it's trash.
Also, you mean you wish for me to do actual accounting for once?
Zal, I'm sorry that you had to be put into this position. It's temporary till we get the ship back down and get back to some new headquarters. Joffrey, you deserve this. Do better. Don't burn up all of our funds. And maybe you can use this time to kind of work on your skill a little bit in the background. And Jeb heads off to the next room.
Joffrey, spluttering and you would accuse, and you just step past him or whatever. This room or this level is there's an aft storage area behind the stairwell, which is where all this junk came from. It's been thrown unceremoniously out here by Laredith, who decided that the aft storage room was going to become her new workroom. And between her and Randy, you can see that she has brought one of the small forges from the four guys' headquarters and just set it up in the aft storage room. It kind of lights the room in this flickering warm glow, complete with bellows and everything. You can also see that she's routed the ventilation for it through a hatch and into the underbelly, and that a little bit of steam is escaping through that hatch. As she's kind of ventilating, it's where the smoke is being ventilated out. She also has a large work table and plenty of plans strewn about the place. There's still dust in the corners and stuff. She clearly just did the equivalent of sweeping off the table to make room for a new project is what she did with this entire storage room. She kind of adjusts her spectacles as you come in and yes. Hello, Jebediah. No, I've not seen any disturbances here, and frankly, with the glow of the forge, I'm not too concerned.
Hey, and Jeb kind of walks up and puts his arm around her leg and kind of gives her a hug.
Yes. Hello?
I'm so sorry.
Hmm.
Jeb hasn't seen Laredith since I don't believe he's seen or interacted with her since the incident where she lost her wings.
Sorry about what?
I didn't have very many options. And I wish I could have done better.
Done better
And
at what? You mean in the escape from Gaim?
yeah, no, in the escape from the Umbral Sea.
Oh, you mean the wings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
I'm-
it sucks a little bit, but at the same time, I now have the opportunity to try and design some prosthetic wings. I haven't spent a lot of time working on prosthetics. Your friend's leg was my first foray, if you will, into the field, and I think it's interesting.
you don't need to put on a show for me. I know.
Put on what? What do you mean?
I know you guys don't have much of a future, and that you're putting it all on the line for us. And I can't be more appreciative of someone who just gives and gives.
Well, if it helps, there's a little bit of taking, because it's gonna feel really good to blow up some bad guys.
Yeah, I know. I just wish you all would be here to reap the benefits and see the world that you'll save.
She tucks a pencil behind her ear and adjusts her glasses. We've had an entire age, an entire era. It gets boring solving all the world's problems. It's much more fun watching the ingenuity of creatures who have limited resources. No offense.
None taken. If there's anything that I've learned recently, it's that I have limitations.
A good lesson. She takes the pencil and kind of taps herself on the nose. A good lesson.
A hard lesson.
At first. But limitations help you embrace delegation. And delegation is how we marched an entire army on the city of Rustfree and didn't have to kill anybody.
I didn't know that.
People think my greatest achievement was the siege weapons that army used. But really, my greatest achievement was the deterrence that those weapons provided. We saw a peaceful resolution.
Well, you are pretty smart. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but I don't know that we're working towards a peaceful resolution this time.
Well, peace can only happen when one side is interested in it, or when at least one side is interested in it. And these I don't know if after this many ages, if there is any desire on the other side for peace.
No, I suspect not. I think holding grudges for, several ages of existence will do that to you. It's a bad way to live.
That's one thing that I've learned is when it comes to grudges, you either eat it or you let it eat you. And it seems like they chose the latter.
Like your friends at the casino.
Yeah, like my friends at the casino. And
aptly named.
It's true. It's true. And they weren't my friends. They were schemers from the start. But I didn't know any better. And was just in a vulnerable place and needed a way out and thought that was it. But yeah, the rest is kind of ancient history, as they say. I'm going to let go of your leg now.
That would be nice.
So anyway, yeah, shadow creature still on the ship. It can teleport into shadows. So be vigilant if you got any dark corners around here. You wouldn't happen to have anything that I could use for a light or something out of all of the magic that I can do, making light isn't apparently one of the things that I figured out yet.
Interesting. Well, what
I mean, I work pretty well in the dark.
Give me a moment. And she tucks her pencil back behind her ear, adjusts her spectacles, a big round, her eyes kind of fisheye beveled out of them. She leans down over the table and begins kind of rolling papers out of the way. Let's see. There's got to be a blank one in here somewhere. There we go. And she finds a blank sheet of parchment, and she takes her pencil, tucks it into her work belt, and pulls out a wrench, licks the end of the wrench, and then begins writing with it. And you can see, you as a wizard, you kind of recognize like, oh, this is an arcane focus. And she is writing you a spell scroll for the spell light. And she says, here, I can't copy it into your own spell book, obviously, so you'll need to, in fact, I'll make a second. So use this one for now. She hands you the scroll, and she says, I'll make another for you so that you can copy it into your spell book.
Dang, that's
and then
fast.
She tucks it back over her ear. And as she finishes kind of writing this spell scroll for you, you notice that in her other hand, there's like a little bit of black sacrium powder from the Wingle Digits that she burned, writing you the spell scroll. She kind of just like looks at it, shrugs, and tosses it into the forge, which like, roars with the volatile material of sacrium. And she goes, that might not have been advisable. Well, I'm going to get back to work on these designs. I think I found a way to miniaturize the machine, but it's going to take a little bit of finagling.
Yeah. Let me know if I can be of any help, and I'll see you in a little bit.
Shall do. And she gets back to work on her table, all her different notes spread out in front of her. Is Jeb going down the bunks next?
I think he's gonna try to peek into the bunk rooms each, just pop the doors open and take a look at it.
Sure. So Jeb is able to cast the spell scroll of light. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, and okay. I think he's just going to cast it on... What does she want to cast it on? So I'll figure something out.
Sure. So Jeb does that and continues his search. Meanwhile, down in the underbelly, Fox and Owlin, your lights begin creeping around the third of the massive supports that hold the hull of the ship, the pressurized hull, into place in the underbelly. And as your lights creep around the side of it, you see like a whisper of movement, and then it's kind of gone. And you also begin hearing a little bit of a. The further that you creep around, the more you realize there is a bunch of steam coming out of a pipe that stretches through the underbelly, coming down from the aftmost hatch. So like Fox is kind of on the port side of the ship. It's on directly in front of Fox. There's a hatch there with some steam shooting through it, where it connects to a pipe that's kind of running through the ship. And those are the things that you see. Somewhere behind you, Bruiser has entered the underbelly as well. And so, Bruiser, you are catching up to them. You're close enough to communicate and participate.
And can I make a perception check to see if the shadow creature is down here?
Absolutely.
That will be a 16.
A 16. You do not detect a shadow creature.
Okay.
Yes, we've cleared up to this far, and Alan will kind of try to like wave with his light a little bit. We're going to clear the up to the front of the ship, and then I will see if I can fix the hissing pipe real quick.
All right.
I mean, I haven't seen anything on this side either.
Do you need my help with the pipe, or should I just go on ahead?
No, I don't think I will need your help with the pipe. Like I said, I think Fox and I will clear keep moving past the pipe and then loop back around to the pipe and fix it.
Okay, I will
but
go
if you
up
want to watch our
the
backs,
next floor.
Okay, perfect. That's great.
There are two of you.
Yes.
On the exterior walls, as you crawl through the underbelly, there are 4 sort of ports or like sideways hatches, basically, like almost like portholes, except that they can open, that lead out onto the stabilizing fins of your airship. So while you haven't, I'm assuming, gone out those openings, there you haven't seen anything through them. Like they're little window type things, and you haven't seen anything through them on the stabilizing fins either. Just to clarify.
Okay.
But you can go out there if you want to.
I think we'll. Yes, I think let's keep moving to the front. Once we meet at the front, we can start moving back, and then I will See if I can diagnose and fix the pressure issue on the pipe.
Alan, how
All
about
right,
you roll?
and
an
I'll start
artificial
checking
tools
the.
check?
What do you
I'll
say,
start-
Josh?
Go
Sorry.
ahead, Cleo. We'll start there.
No, I said I'll go ahead and start checking the. Once we start doubling back on these little side areas and make sure they didn't go outside.
Perfect.
Cool. Alan, go ahead and roll me an artificer tools check for your repair. And
Okay.
Fox, go ahead and roll me a new perception check to see what you can see.
Woo! Gotta love that perception check of 12.
12.
12.
You do not see anything. You think at first that you see a little wisp of something moving, but then you realize it might just be a little wisp of cloud because it's still nighttime. So, dark clouds moving across dark stuff. So, well, that could be
Odds
cloud.
they do that.
Yeah, clouds do that.
They do. Alan got a nat 20 on the
Ooh,
artificial
nice.
tools.
Alan's like looking at the pipe and he's like, "Oh, I think if I just," and he like tightens one bolt and it
Mm-hmm.
solves the problem. The alarm lights go off. Bruiser, you hear over the little intercom Randy's voice. He goes, "Looks like everything's fixed down here."
Bruiser won't respond, but
Okay.
is noticeably a little bit less stressed because those just trigger that stress response, having
Great.
those alarms go off. And Bruiser is going to patrol the next deck up.
Okay.
He's going to do a sweep.
Are you going to? So there's a number of hatches that connect the underbelly to the second below deck. Are you going to go into the main stairwell area, into the aft storage area, into the fore storage area up near the front of the tugboat, or into the engineering room?
The most forward storage area.
Okay. You push open a porthole and you find yourself in the fore storage area where FP62 and Clara are both in this room. FP62 has a clipboard in his sort of strange synthoid hands and a pen. And Clara is like all that's sticking out of the pile of storage stuff is like her little dragon feet, her little fairy dragon feet, as she's kind of digging in there looking for whatever she's looking for.
Now I know there's
Oh.
I'm smelling something real good. There's something in here. I'm like maybe some dried parsley. We can
It
at least
smells
get some
very
salt.
bad.
No. This is the
FP,
smell of
you can
success.
smell?
Oh, yeah. Yes, this is a new sensation for me.
Hmm.
So this is a good smell then. Parsley, you said.
Not the whole room doesn't smell like I'm digging in here. The nose knows. Remember that. Now you got a nose, you got to know. So the nose knows what it's looking for. So you dig in here, you smell until you smell something smells good. Right now you're going, ugh. You want to go, ah. That's how you know you
Okay.
found something good.
Very good. And I'll just like shove the clipboard. FP shoves the clipboard into Bruiser's hands and just like plows his head into it. Aha.
FP, roll an
hmm.
investigation at disadvantage because the sense is so new and so overwhelming. Clara, roll an investigation at advantage because I just put you like ankle deep in all of the stuff you're searching through. And then Bruiser, based on Clara's roll, I will tell you what's already written on the clipboard of
Okay.
things they've found.
I mean, Bruiser's not here to check that.
Oh, okay. Well then, never mind. I won't tell you.
15.
19.
Sorry, what did you get, Wash?
15.
Okay. Wow, with disadvantage. Look at that.
Yeah.
So FP, you smell a lot of smells. The only one that you're able to identify so far is wood because you've been like, oh yes, there is wood here and it smells like this, like the ship is made of it. All the other smells are new things to you. You're not totally sure what they are. You might describe one of them as smelling not unlike some of the blacksmithing tools that Randy has. You might be able to compare one of the smells that you come across to the way that like freshly tanned armor might smell, like leather armor or studded armor. And there's also a smell that you think you've maybe smelled before when you opened like the ice chests that they keep the burritos in. Because there's, some of those have come on board the tugboat as well. So you think that maybe you've smelled that smell before, like in the ice chests. Clara, as you are digging and diving and searching your darndest for a couple spices here, you do find 3 spices. You may choose which spices they are. You find them as part of 2 herbalism kits. So we can also add 2 herbalism kits to the company inventory.
Oh, thank the good dragon. I thought I was gonna have to. I will never serve bland food again. I will jump off this airship first. I know I have wings,
no one wants
but
you to do that.
But this. Do you smell that? Do you smell that?
I do.
Yes,
Oh.
it smells like wood and leather. Can you eat those?
So you
Um,
probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't. So what you're looking for is something like this. So Clara is gonna take. She's one of them is just a tin of salt. So I'm gonna take some of this, and she's gonna drop a pinch in FP's hand, which is like a hand now. Like, okay, stick that on the tip of your tongue, and then roll it around in your mouth like that. Okay.
Oh, no,
No, don't be mad at it. Savor it. Think about it. It's okay.
This tastes
take
like
it.
ooh rocks. This is a ooh bad ooh.
No. Okay, so that was a lot. And you got a new baby tongue.
I
So it's a
put what you
fresh
put
baby
in my
tongue.
hand on my tongue.
Mm-hmm. But this
Do
is
not
gonna
like.
flavor your food, and it's gonna make it taste better. But when you taste it by itself, it's pretty strong, right? This is the strong. Oh man. Okay, don't go near Bradford for a while. Maybe wait. Just occurred to me. You got a fresh.
Is there a problem with Radford? He is one of my dearest friends.
No.
We play
So
chess together.
just don't drink anything he gives you. Only drink things I give you. All right. So can you smell that? So go dig in here and see if you can smell something that smells more like this and less like leather and wood, because that's going to be things that I'm not looking
So-
for to cook.
Pardon me. Didn't mean to intrude, and as
Hello,
entertaining
it's
as
a fluffy. I love a fluffy.
FP's head pops out of the pile of trash. Yes.
have neither of you have happened to have seen a creature of shadow, have you?
We
What
are
does it
all
look
casting
like? Have
shadows.
you lost one?
I don't know if lost is the right word. It's more like a stowaway, and it's here to wreak havoc on our ship, and we're trying to dispose of it as quickly as
Yep,
possible.
this was the thing with like the big chain that liked
Yeah.
my jokes. I have not seen one in here. Have you seen one in here, FP?
No. Do I need to get my rifle?
If you see it, maybe.
Okay, so now we got 2 instructions. This is a lot to juggle. We got to be sniffing in here for salt and parsley, and then we got to be sniffing
Well,
out there for shadow creatures. That's a lot to
Well-
okay.
You
What do
can
they smell
continue.
like?
DM, what do they smell like?
I don't think anybody has taken note of it before, so probably you don't know.
Okay, I don't have a clue. We generally try and make those interactions as brief as possible.
Yeah, they
Well,
seem
If
pretty
I find a
unfriendly.
clue of what they smell like, I will notify you.
Sounds perfect. So I am just doing a sweep of the ship along with Alan and Fox. So you guys just keep doing what you're doing, but if
These
you
are the
just
things
happen,
that can't be like in lights, right? Can we just put torches in every room? Do we have torches? I guess we've got wood.
let's not set the ship on fire.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear as Laredith tosses some sacrium into the forge, reverberating through the hull of the ship.
But that is a good idea. If when in your inventory you happen to find a lot of torches, please disperse them into shadowy areas.
It's another thing to look for. You're just giving us so much work. All right.
I know. I'm sorry.
Well,
Okay. Well,
perhaps I shall keep an eye out, Clara, and man the clipboard again, and leave the smelling to you.
to an expert. All right. You can watch and learn. I'll show you how it's done. You, the fluffy. So
Yes.
if you were to come across one of these lovely creatures,
Yes.
So I do, it's been a long time since I used any magic, but I used dancing lights today. They didn't seem to like that very much. I got another one I think called color spray, and it's a bunch of lights everywhere. I can only get it once a day. At least I
Yeah.
did back in the day. It's been a minute, but I'm still pretty young. I'm pretty fresh. But
Yep.
if you come across one, maybe that would be handy. So you could let me know, and I will come down and I will destroy it for you.
I much appreciate it. I will do my best to let you know, but I may also destroy it myself. So,
I mean, I believe in you. You got wings. We're on the same
So,
side here.
yes, we are. So, Josh, I'm going to search this room and then continue out.
Okay. Investigation to search under the rubble, or perception to just glance around and see what you can see/hear.
We're going to do investigation.
Okay.
That is going to be a 31.
Bruise
my
McDuck.
goodness. You are certain that there is not a shadow creature in here, but you do come across a few other things as you're in there. First, you come across a mess kit, which is just more kitchen tools. You come across a climber's kit. You come
Ooh.
across 6 rope harnesses. 3 of them are in good working order, and the others are kind of rusted and worn through. So a total of 3 functioning rope harnesses.
Somewhere
Okay.
on the ship, a chill runs up Radford's spine.
I would also like you to roll a roll 3d6 for me.
Okay.
You want to roll low.
Oh. 11.
11. You find 11 damaged potions of greater healing and 9 undamaged potions of greater healing. The
Ooh.
damaged potions have been probably in the impact of the crash. The glass bottles have kind of shattered and
Yeah.
spread around, and so you just see like the remnants of the potion inside. But you do find 9 of them that are in good order.
Nice.
In addition to that, FP and Clara have found 2 nets, 3 writing kits, and a strange ring that neither of you has seen before or recognizes. But it is the ring is worked of silver, and it has little charms that are built into the band around the side of the ring. But you're not sure what exactly it does. And that is what you found so far.
So after Bruiser kind of like using his claws, like shuffles through some of the rubble, he comes out with things just like dangling off of his claws. I found all of this stuff. Some harnesses, a mess kit, climbing kit.
Mess kit. Let me see what's in there.
You can put
Ooh,
the
nice.
rest of that in this pile on the corner we've been building, and I will catalog and get it stored away.
Perfect. So Bruiser will take everything he's found and put it in that corner and then move on to the next room.
Perfect. The next room is either engineering, or you can go back to crew access and climb up to the first below deck.
Engineering.
Okay, you go into engineering, where Randy and B Street are leaning against a wall, just kind of talking to each other. They're just hanging out. It doesn't seem like anything really needs to get done at the moment, so they're just,
Yeah.
they're on station, but there's not much to do. Maybe they've got some of those like standing stools. They're just kind of leaning back
Yeah.
against them. So you walk in, and Randy goes, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And B Street goes,
Hey,
"Hey, Bruiser."
hey, I'm just patrolling the ship looking for the shadow creatures. All you haven't seen it, have you?
Nope, just a bruise on the back of my head.
All right, well, keep up the good work. I'm just going to search this room and then carry on with the rest of the ship.
Sounds good to me.
Can I investigate this room?
You may.
That will be a 22.
A 22. Bruiser does not see any shadow creatures in the engineering
Dang.
room. And this room is at least dimly lit by the glow of just the instrument panels, that are
Yeah.
kind of all around it. So there's a number of pipes with little dials and gauges on them that are lit by ciphers, and there are some readouts of how the rest of the ship is functioning, and circuits are glowing in like the amber glow of ciphers and things like that. So there are some shadowy areas, but there's more light in here than some of the other unlit rooms.
Okay. He will move to the next room.
Okay, so he's going up the crew access. Let's jump back down into the underbelly while he does that. Fox and Owlin are making. Oh, Fox isn't here. Let's pick back up with
I'm here.
Jebediah. He's
I was rearranging my.
You just. Where did you
Sorry.
come from?
I have a very complicated blanket setup, and it's catching on the chair legs constantly. So I've been fiddling with that.
Spotify listeners, Cleo's webcam was empty. Like I thought she had gotten up to go to the bathroom or something, and so I was like, "Oh, Cleo's not here," and then she just shot into the frame from the bottom. Was like, "I'm here." Anyway, okay. So Fox and Owlin, you are headed back towards the front of the tugboat. Fox, are you poking your head out onto the stabilizing fins, or just peeking through the windows? I know you rolled.
Yeah, I'm poking out.
Okay, so you open up the little porthole and you kind of stretch your head through. How far out is Fox willing to go here onto the stabilizing fins of the moving tugboat?
just ahead,
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah, the wind rushing through your hair.
Putting the light out there.
Yeah. So you put the light out there, and there is a little bit of glow now. You know, the sky is that bright gray that it gets just before the sun comes over the horizon, and so there's a decent amount of glow, kind of illuminating the top of the clouds like a little ocean. And this particular stabilizing fin, you don't see anything on there. As you look across to the forward stabilizing fin, because there's two on each side of the craft here. It's hard to see because there's a thruster that's sort of in the way. It's not blocking your view. It's just that, there's smoke and fire and stuff. So it's like kind of dazzling and it's a little bit tougher to see through. But you don't think that you can see anything on that forward stabilizer either.
Okay. All right. Fox is gonna come back in. Come over to Jake. Come over to Alden.
Okay. Shimmying through the underbelly here,
Yeah.
scooting around poles and stuff, pipes.
Hey, I'm noticing it's about to be daylight. I might just sit down here for a bit, see if I notice anything, see anything, just kind of like do a little bit of stakeout if you want to like move on.
Okay. Is there an easy way for you to notify if you find anything or if something happens?
There's
trying to
people
think.
above me, right? I can also message. I can send a message.
Perfect. Then on my way out, I will stick my head out the opposite side just to see if these fins are cleared, and then I will head up and see what Jeb and Bruiser have found as of yet.
Roll a dexterity save.
Who?
Alan.
Okay.
$18. I rolled well.
18. Alan, you stick your head out the other side, and the stabilizing fin is empty. You kind of crane your neck out to try and see to the forward stabilizing fin. You're squinting through the smoke and kind of the aura of energy that's coming off the thruster. And as you're squinting through, a dark kind of, it almost gives off a trail of smoke. This like dagger is flung towards your head, and you snap your head back into the porthole just in time. You see it like it's inches away from your face as it whoosh, slides by and flies past the end of the craft into the distance. You do not see whatever threw the dagger.
What direction was it from again?
It was from the direction of the forward stabilizing fin. So you're on the rear stabilizing fin. You're looking forwards up the craft, and a dagger was thrown back towards you.
Okay. Alan will immediately bring his head back in and say, a shadow dagger was thrown at me from the forward stabilizing fin on this side, so I believe we have found our target. And so Alan will try to, as fast as he can, get to that other area.
Sure.
Alan.
How about both of you roll initiative? Just
Alan.
No, Alan will stay on this side, and
Okay.
Fox will get to there. There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
Alan will stay here. Fox will approach the.
Yeah, but still, I think maybe it would be good for you to roll initiative.
Oh, okay. Gosh.
I'm gonna roll 23, and I'm gonna be like, Alan, the sun's coming up. We just gotta make sure it can't get back inside.
Yes, that is perfect. Alan got a nat 20 on
Yeah, he did.
initiative.
Okay, so Alan got a 20. Fox had a natural 20. So Fox, you had a 23, right?
Right.
Okay, Alan, I'm just gonna call yours 30 because of the nat 20.
Okay. Alan has a +0 to initiative, but because of his barbarian level, he has advantage. So
Nice.
it's Funny.
Jeb, Clara, and Bruiser, let's go ahead and roll your initiative just so we have it in case you enter the combat.
Okay. $16 for a
Great.
bruiser.
Okay. And this guy here, Bruiser's a 16. Clara, have you rolled your initiative?
I believe that's an 11.
An 11. And Jebediah, you're muted.
21. That's so weird because I said 21 and you were like, and I said 21 and you went, okay, but you were talking to somebody else.
That's funny. All right. It is the top of initiative order. It is Alan's turn. Fox, I'm sorry. I'm going to actually drag you back to where you were on our battle map here because you have to actually crawl over there, and this is difficult terrain, so you've got half your move speed. So you're just because it's so squished. Alan, I think you're inside the porthole. Is that right? Because you pulled
Yes,
your head back inside. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
that's correct. And then I was going to say, so what Alan's going to do
Yeah.
is move into whatever position he can be to where he can have line of sight to pull out his rifle of ice knife.
Okay.
And roll either investigation or perception to try to locate the shadow creature and fire.
Okay. So Alan's going to kind of move out onto the stabilizing fin there, and he's going to try and locate the shadow creature. He's going to get his rifle out. In the process of crawling out there, Alan, what's your AC?
AC 17.
17.
That's a 3, right?
No. No, it's not. That's a 19 on a die.
Okay.
We can try. We can hope.
That's not great for you. Not gonna lie, not great for you. Alan, the dagger, the second one, flies towards you, and as you're kind of getting into position, it sinks into your shoulder.
Ouch.
It deals
Ouch.
13 points of piercing damage.
And we haven't had time to rest since the last thing,
No.
have we?
No, I don't
Okay.
think you have. 13
All right.
points of piercing damage. And it also deals... Do you want the average or do you want me to roll? The next one, the average is high.
Roll then. There's a
Okay.
chance that Alan might pass out on the stabilizing fin.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Wow, that was not the twist that I was expecting from this scene.
Well,
Oof. Okay.
we haven't had time to rest.
25 necrotic damage.
Yeah, Alan passes out on the fin of the.
Oof.
Alan?
Okay, let's do let's have what I'm trying to figure out is, so this is a legendary action combined with an opportunity attack, basically. So what I'm trying to figure out is whether you were out on the fin when it hit you, in which case Alan's probably going to fall, or whether you're still halfway in the porthole and he hit you as you were climbing because that was your move and he's hitting you during your move. And I don't know the best way to decide. What's more interesting?
Percentile dice.
It's more interesting for the story if Alan stays on the ship and passes out. I feel like.
Yes,
Do you guys
that's
agree?
correct. Yeah. If Alan's
two Alans
unceremonious death,
Plumbing
like
immediately
permadeath
to his
being
death.
after
Flopping off
just
the stabilizing
falling
fin.
off
You
of
could
the.
flip a coin.
Oh, we could flip a
Uh,
coin. That's real. That's some
if
Two-Face.
I'm gonna say, Josh, if you're feeling benevolent enough to not have us roll anything or flip a coin to see if Alan unceremoniously falls off of the ship after a daring escape, then I'm totally fine with not risking that.
Okay, here's what we'll do instead. Alan's going to roll a dexterity save.
Okay.
Either way, he's going to stay on the ship. This is going to decide if when he gets hit and passes unconscious, if in the fall he hits himself in such a way that he suffers his first death save failure.
Oh, okay. This is a straight die roll because Alan has a +0 to all dexterity saves and rolls.
All right.
So
The DC is 13. I'm just leaving it
I got
there.
a 12.
Alan suffers
Ah.
his first failed death save. Don't tell us about the others.
Okay.
We'll find out when Fox gets to him, basically. So Fox, it is your turn in the combat initiative order now.
All right.
And you don't, as far as we know, you don't know that Alan's unconscious.
Right. In that case, I'm gonna basically use my entire move to get over here using my dash and my bonus action dash
Great.
to get over here.
Where?
If I use my bonus action to dash,
Yeah, over to where?
sorry, over to the place I was originally trying to head to, which is the forward right stabilizer.
Okay.
I'm basically trying to get to the stabilizer the shadow creature we think is at, and I want to make sure to just hold that portcullis closed
Okay.
so it can't get in.
Great. So you're basically, are you going to try and wedge something in there or use your own arm strength to hold it shut?
I'm wedging my prosthetic limb
Oh, okay.
in a fashion that just makes it like I'm digging the blade into the hull.
So are you disconnecting the leg from you?
No,
Okay, got it.
I'm just staying there.
Just kind of bracing there, but using the metal leg to reinforce it.
right.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check with... Yeah, that's fine. Just roll sleight of hand.
Just a sleight of hand.
Sleight
Yep.
of foot.
I was trying to decide
Uh,
if it should be your strength modifier instead of your dex mod, but I think that penalizes you. So because this is you being clever and using the right tool, we're just going to use the one that doesn't penalize you. That's what
Okay.
the pause was. This will be.
I
the DC to
appreciate
open
that.
it.
That's a 27.
27. Okay, the DC to open that portal is a 27, which brings us to, it would be Jeb's turn, but he hasn't entered initiative at the moment. Alan's head kind of sticking out the side of the craft, the wind rushing over his hair, blowing, kind of unconsciously as his head kind of lolls around out there, kind of bouncing off the stabilizer. And that brings us to the shadow creature's turn. The shadow creature is somewhere on the map, and it is going to make some kind of move action with its turn. Okay, and it has...
Sounds sus.
Yep, it has done that thing, and it's going to attack Owlin with another shadow dagger. I should roll
Alan's
that.
prone.
Okay,
so
well, I
it has
didn't roll it on screen,
disadvantage.
but this is a miss, so I'm going to keep the one that
Okay.
I rolled off screen. I just forgot. Sorry, it was a habit. But it was a 2 on the die. So it attacks Owlin, but with a total of 9, I'm assuming that doesn't hit you, right?
No.
Okay, so it attacks Owlin, but it misses. Now that Owlin is unpredictably flopping around, it's much harder to aim a dagger at him than when he was predictably climbing out onto the stabilizer. And so
He's
now
like
that-
one of those inflatable car lot
yeah.
guys.
So this dagger
Oh, sorry.
flies randomly, and I think that's the end of its turn, which is going to bring us for the moment back to the top of initiative order, which is Owlin. So he's going to roll a save and not tell us what he rolled on it.
Okay, it is done.
Okay, and then that brings us to Fox's turn in the initiative order.
Owlin, you got it. All right. Fox is gonna curse under his breath. Thinks about it. Looks down at where he jammed his leg, and he's just like, "All right, I'm already crawling. I don't really need the leg." So he just starts crawling without the leg. He leaves the leg jammed into the wood as is, and just starts crawling to Alan as quickly as he can. I'm assuming since it's already difficult terrain, does the fact that he's missing a leg really change his
No.
movement?
No, it's not.
All right, then using one of his actions and a bonus action,
Okay.
I think I should be able to get to at least here, right?
Yeah. Well,
Where's
it's
here?
45 feet.
Sorry.
You can cover. If you can cover 45 feet to get to Owlin, then
Yes.
Okay, great. So you kind of shimmy up the underbelly. You've left the
I get
forward
to Owlin.
stabilizer. You're shimmying to the rear, the aft stabilizer, if you will, trying to get to where Owlin is passed out. And so you get there, and Owlin appears to be like sticking his head out the window, like kind of looking for something. His head is kind of looking all around, but he's not responsive when you talk to him.
He's
Alan?
just looking all around.
I'm gonna
All around.
pull him in and shut the hatch behind him.
Okay, you pull him in and shut the hatch behind him. Because it was a... Oh, wait, you have a bonus action dash. Never mind. Go ahead and do your turn.
Yeah. So that my action is going to just be pulling him in and shutting that door.
Okay, roll a strength check to pull Alan in.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not like you have any
Ooh.
leverage.
I
Yeah,
have written
no.
down that Alan is 300 pounds, all muscle. So
That's a hard strength check.
I don't think a 10 does that.
No, so you try to pull him in, but out like dead weight Alan, very difficult to move.
Yep.
So you try, but you can't get him in through the porthole.
Okay, and that uses up my action.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be your action.
All right, then yeah, I'm out of stuff.
Okay. You are out of stuff. As you're trying to pull Owlin in, you hear from outside like a weird kind of hissing noise, and the shadow creature is going to attack Owlin again.
Leave Owlin alone.
Oh, wait. I didn't look at that roll. I forgot that I'm supposed to be rolling on screen. Where's my macro for rolling on screen? There we go. How long have we even been doing this?
It should be
Oh,
at
no.
disadvantage if it's a thrown dagger, right? Because
Alan's prone? Question mark?
But
Maybe.
wouldn't Owlin being unconscious give it advantage? So wouldn't those cancel and just make
Oh.
a normal roll?
Pretty sure it
Is he
doesn't.
within 5 feet? Is he within 5 feet?
He's not within 5 feet, but he is close.
I don't know. DM ruling on that. You decide.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
cancel him out for now and call it nothing, but I'll look into that rule afterwards because I don't want to screw it up in the future.
What'd you roll? I
that-
can't see.
That rolls a nat 20.
Oh.
Oh,
That's 2 death
it didn't
saves, right?
matter.
A nat 20.
That's 2 fails, and Alan already had 1 fail. I mean, I don't want to
Oh,
say what happened.
no. A dagger slams into Owlin as Fox is trying to pull him in through the porthole. And the Owlin just like he's already kind of still and unconscious, but it feels like Owlin is fading.
I guess it's not my turn yet, right?
It is. There's
it
there's
is?
only
Okay.
you, Owlin, and the creature in initiative order, and the creature you don't see it, so you don't know about its movement.
Okay. If its turn is done, I'm going to go ahead. I have no idea what's going on, so I'm just gonna cast Cure Wounds, on Owlin, which is 1d8 plus 4.
Your wounds does nothing at this point.
Yeah, I know. I don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cast Cure Wounds and nothing happens.
I'm gonna send a message straight up, aiming for Jeb. Owlin's something's wrong. Owlin's down. We need medical attention.
Jeb is next
Send
in
Ryely.
initiative order anyway, so go ahead, Jeb, and do what you need.
As soon as that message comes through, Jeb just like freezes in like a bit of a panic. In my walking of the ship, did I see Ryely anywhere?
Yes, Ryely is in the crew bunk rooms, taking a nap.
I am going to bash the door in,
Okay, so you rush up to the bunk rooms.
and I'm just going to grab Ryely by the collar and say, something's wrong with Owlin. We got to go. And then I'm
What?
going to message. Fox didn't say where he was, did he?
No, he did not.
I have like no idea where Fox is. Wow.
Oh, well, I guess you knew they
Um,
were going to the underbelly in the beginning of the session. That's
Right.
the
That's
last
fair.
place you knew Fox was going.
And I haven't seen them up here.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna magic tunnel, use my last 4th level spell slot and pop a magic tunnel, and Ryely is Jeb's size or smaller, so he can take her with him.
Okay.
And he just like grabs Ryely and says, "We need medical attention." I just like pulls her
I like to
boom,
picture
through the
Rylee,
tunnel.
like still in her jammies, like laying in bed, still
Uh-huh.
in a laying in bed position as you appear in the underbelly. Like Riley's
What's going?
Ryely,
Oh.
thunk, your head lands on the wooden the wooden underbelly, on the
Oh.
base. Maybe then you try
I
to
probably
sit up
went-
and smack your head on the top of the underbelly.
What's going on?
I don't know. Fox, where are you? Oh, he's over there.
Over here.
We
Are
got some
still in
movement,
initiative?
so I'm just gonna yoink Ryely and run over to Fox.
Sure.
Okay. If Riley's still able to make actions, Riley's gonna go ahead and try asking, like, what is Alan okay? Does he need healing?
No, do something.
The healing's not
Use
working.
your thing.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out what spell to use. And she's gonna cast Revivify, and I think that should work.
Revivify works on a
quickly?
creature who died within the last minute. So I'm almost certain that you made this. Roll
Yes.
a.
It's only been like 2 rounds.
Roll a dexterity save for Jeb with triple advantage, based on the fact that he ran and used magic tunnel trying to get her there in time. But technically, Jeb is a small creature right across a huge ship. So I just want to make sure that there wasn't some kind of awful something that happened. And
What am I rolling?
You're rolling a dexterity save with triple advantage. So roll 3 times and take the greater of the rolls.
Oh, advantage. I thought
Yes.
you said disadvantage. I was like, dang, you hate us. Why do you hate us all of a sudden?
No, the odds are greatly in your favor, but there is a chance.
No,
that you
you're
make
good.
it.
You're good. I just heard it the other way. I rolled a 19 for a total of 20.
Oh yeah, easy. So you make it well within the minute. It's probably been like 30 seconds, long enough for Fox to panic, but not long enough to invalidate the spell. You cast Revivify, and it takes effect, which I believe wakes Alan up with 1 hit point. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct.
Yeah. Alan, you are very, very sore, like near your collarbone where the dagger hit you, but you don't. There's no dagger. There's no pierce wound or anything like that. You're back.
Get away
What's
from there.
going on?
Alan,
There's
if I recall correctly, Alan's still head poking out the porthole. Is that right?
Yeah.
'Cause
yes,
Fox
we
couldn't
never got to
it.
move him.
So
Yeah.
you wake up, your head is still on the stabilizing fin.
As
Wind is-
far as Alan knows, he just had like a weird like blackout that he doesn't know how to explain, and he just pulls up his rifle of ice knife, like still scanning for the shadow creature.
Great. So Alan, like his waist is where the line is, right? So his arms
Yeah.
and his torso are outside the hole, and he's got the rifle out there. He just picks up his rifle and keeps
Yeah.
going.
That was strange.
Alan, you are looking straight up at a shadow creature. It's hanging off
it's
the hull.
teleported?
It's hanging off the hull.
Oh,
Basically, it's doing the Spider-Man thing where one hand is pushing off the thruster and one hand is pushing off the wooden hull. And it's
Oh,
doing the same
jeez.
thing with its feet. So when it attacks, it takes its hands off, holds itself with its feet, and it is throwing the daggers down towards you.
okay. Whose turn is it? Can Alan fire at him?
No, so it's going to be, that
Okay.
puts us at, who went? So Fox went, Jeb went. We'll enter Ryely into initiative right before the shadow creature then, because the shadow creature would be next. So
Alan's going to
Go ahead.
Alan's going to call out. It's between the thruster and the hole, and Alan's going to kind of move his head to kind of like call that to where he thinks it's like, oh yeah, Fox is going towards the other side, and then realizes Fox isn't there, and then will like turn his head and realize that there's a whole gaggle of people behind him.
Yeah. One of them is
but-
holding a hand on your shin or whatever, like, to use the touch spell.
What? Why? How? It's right there. It's right outside.
As you watch, the shadow creature phases through the wall of the ship. It seems to have almost become like immaterial or incorporeal, and it just fades through the wall of the ship where it's pressing off the thruster and disappears into the body of the ship. It seems to have wanted to leave combat with you, and this will end initiative.
Can I tell what level it would have entered into?
Yes, you're pretty sure it would have entered onto the level above the underbelly, so like where the bunk rooms are.
It's faded into it's somehow phased into the hole. It's probably in the quarters in the crew's quarters.
Dang it, I was just up there.
Okay. Are you okay, Alan?
Alan will like try to like step back into the ship and like stumble and fall and
Yeah, shimmy back in. You're kind of like laying down, because it's the
yeah.
underbelly.
Oh yeah, I forgot. And I
bet that
I
shimmy
don't-
hurts. I bet that
I don't
sucks.
I don't know what happened. I felt like I blacked out.
Well, okay, Alan, you were unresponsive, and healing wasn't working, and I just had to cast Revivify, and now you're moving.
Oh, oh my. Alan will kind of like take stock of his extremities and realize that he feels like he's hurting really, really bad. I think the adrenaline from the escape kind of kept him from realizing that he needed healing earlier.
Yeah.
I'm quite faint actually.
I'm gonna go ahead as Ryely cast Cure Wounds on our man here.
Sure. Alan, what is your maximum hit points?
95.
Okay. Damn.
And I'm at 1.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm gonna upcast that. Just I have a hunch. I'm gonna need to do that.
95.
Riley touches his bicep to heal him, and it's just like, ooh, yeah, that needs more.
Oh yeah. So upcast that to a level 3 spell. I think that's then 3d8.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll that or do you want to roll that?
You can roll that.
Okay.
3d8 plus 4.
22
DM.
in this case.
I'm the DM.
If would Jeb know, having been in the room when he was checking, like getting Riley out of and checking through the rooms, do those rooms have windows?
They do not,
Dang it.
because they're in the pressurized part of the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my leg back.
Yes, we need to get to the
Fox,
quarters
like, aces
immediately.
away. We cut from here back to the storage area where Clara and FP62 are digging through other storage things, seeing what else they can find. Go ahead and roll me another investigation. We'll pick one of you this time. One of you can roll with advantage because the other one's helping.
I'll roll it.
Okay.
That's a 1 and a 6, but with reliable talent, that gives him a 19.
19. 19's pretty good. You find
Minimum 19.
Let me make sure I get the colors right here. Yeah, so you find
Smooth jazz, apparently,
Yeah,
is what I find.
That's the laid back like vibes up here as
Yeah.
you're like digging through the room. You find a cloak of plush deep maroon fabric, like a dark maroon, that has an amulet of some kind as the clasp. You're pretty confident it's magical in some way. You find
I put it on.
you put
Is
it
this
on.
me, Clara? Is this me, Clara?
You know, it looks really good with your tattoo of fancy clothes under your normal clothes.
It begins billowing gently as if in a dramatic breeze.
I feel the urge to strike a pose, and I strike a pose.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It is a cloak of billowing.
That makes your legs look.
I do not know what means, but I suppose that it is similar to aha, not aha.
Oh, he's a quick learner, this one. Look at him go.
The nose knows.
You also find a mostly emptied jewelry box. Or it not emptied, but like it's, banged against something and most of the jewelry has fallen out and broken. But the jewelry that you find inside, you find 3 little charms inside that look like snowballs.
Interesting. Are these food?
Let me give him the old sniff test. DM, they are not food, correct?
Why don't you roll an investigation with advantage because you're a baker?
unfortunate because you're used to eating inedible objects. That is a.
I could
dirty
try
20.
tasting it,
No, in addition
but I
to
don't think I would tell.
in addition to the fact that they are clearly not food, they are in a jewelry box, and you are therefore confident that they are definitely not food. They probably are some kind of magical charm.
They are not food, but they do look like they could be a part of my new horde. So I'll take those. I'll take good care of those.
Well, I will make sure to catalog these with the rest of the belongings of Four Guys Adventures and Vibes.
Do we got anybody around here who's good with like figuring out what a who's a what's it would do?
I believe Laredith would be the perfect person to ask.
That sounds like a person's name.
It is
Can
indeed.
you like
That would
introduce
be
me
Li-
to these people at
I
some
freaking
point?
love
That-
Clara.
We can certainly do that.
We cut back down to the tense situation in the underbelly.
We need to
okay.
go now.
Can somebody help me with my leg? I'm having
Fox-
trouble pulling it out.
Fox, roll strength to unwedge your leg.
Oh,
DC
the
is 27.
27. Oh, no.
Is Fox capable of succeeding without a nat 20?
No, not at all.
While he's doing
Alan,
this,
Alan isn't either. Alan would be one short.
All right, guys, I might be here a while. I'm gonna take 20 off removing my leg.
Sure.
I mean, you could roll for it.
I did. I rolled a 19.
That is a critical success when near Jebediah Peppermint's
How
Rod
close
of
does
Luck.
Jeb have to be for that?
30 feet.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Good to know.
So there you go.
Yep.
You did get it.
So there you go.
Oh.
You successfully You're like, this is gonna take a dunk, and you pull it off the wall. How lucky!
Jeb winks at you. I got
Never
you. bud.
mind. Reattach it. Okay. You guys go ahead. I'll be right there. This just takes like 30 seconds.
I say, yeah, Alan has a 40-foot move speed, so that's, I guess, 40 when dashing in this
Yeah.
difficult terrain.
As he's shimmying as fast as he can, inching
Whoa,
on
whoa,
his
whoa!
shoulders.
Don't! Be careful. The blade's still out.
And so Alan is just going to try to get to the quarters as fast as he can.
Okay, great.
This is not difficult terrain for Jeb because he is 2.5 feet tall,
What is
or shins rather.
what is Riley's reaction as Riley is summoned from bed, revives someone, and then left behind as they all are like, "We gotta go fight the thing," and they all like rush off.
Wait.
There's
Okay.
a monster. The thing
and
that tries to kill people. It's
She's
down
already
here
on
somewhere.
the way. She's already
Don't
on
die.
the way. She's just like, I give up.
Great. So you begin rushing up towards the bunk rooms. So leaving through here, you're going to the crew access.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Riley's looking at them strangely and is instead going up this way.
That's what I was wondering about. What does that way mean? Why don't you use your words?
wait.
Going the way. Listen, I'm illiterate. All right.
Is there an-
Sometimes I don't know my articles.
You're using a visual reference.
Is there a hatch on that side?
Yes.
Yes.
So there's a hatch at the
Oh.
back of the ship where we all just were, where
Well,
Alan
Alan
was
knew that.
revivified.
Alan knew that, and he went that way.
There is a hatch leading from the underbelly to the main stairwell.
There's some
at the back of the
retconning
ship.
happening at the main
Alan
stairwell.
knew that and went that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Alan
Jeb,
knew all about it and went that way.
Yeah.
Jeb ran towards the front of the ship because he's there with Fox. He's gonna hang with him until he gets his leg back on.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Jeb. Yeah.
Jeb and Fox are staying down there,
Here, just
getting
hold
the
this
leg
strap.
reattached. Alan and
doing it wrong.
Riley
Turn it
climb-
counterclockwise.
They
No,
kind of
no,
pop shoulders first,
part
hop
of
out of the
system,
hatch,
trust me.
and now you can stand again and move freely. In the, I mean, it's not spacious, but it's tall enough that you can walk. In the second below decks, this is the deck where the aft storage area has been turned into a workshop by Laredith, but you don't go that direction. You go the other direction towards the main bunk rooms, where the guests of the luxury cruise ship that you've taken over would be sleeping. There are 8 cabins. Each of them has a bunk bed in it, so it sleeps 2. There are 4 on your left and 4 on your right, basically in a hallway that dead ends in a wall at the end. And the hallway is well lit by ciphers, but the bunk rooms themselves have no light in them.
By Alan's best guess of where he saw the shadow creature fade in, what would be his best guess for room? What room?
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. That's a 14 on the die plus 4. That's an 18.
Okay. Third room on the right, I'm going to roll a tension die to see if the shadow creature has a chance to move before you get there. But you are confident in your estimate of where it was.
Alan still has light casted on his Scimitar of Speed.
Okay,
and he's
great.
going to open the door and go one space in with that.
Alan's going to bust into the room, which is going to trigger the delayed action that the creature was basically waiting to be attacked, but then it will be Alan's turn in initiative, so it won't get a full turn. But
Alan's so dumb in this scenario. I don't know why he jumped in there.
I don't know why he did that either, but
Yeah.
he totally did it. Alan jumps into the room, and Alan gets hit.
He has light cast on his weapon. I'm going to keep saying that
he's
in
got
case
light
that
cast.
becomes relevant.
There is no teleporting happening. There's no
Okay.
noping out of this room. Alan
All right.
has cast light on his weapon, and therefore the shadow creature cannot teleport. Just in case anyone was curious about that. That's what happens when Alan casts a light.
Is there light on your
his
scimitar?
weapon. Yeah, he's cast light on his scimitar, actually. The scimitar.
Is there a light in that
The
room?
scimitar of light.
That should
Precisely.
prevent any sort of teleportation.
Yeah, it
That's
will
good.
actually. That's pretty much what.
Okay,
Thanks for
good.
reminding me about that, Wash. I had almost forgotten.
Yeah,
Um,
appreciate it. I'm here for you.
Alan, make a charisma save at disadvantage.
Charisma?
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta say a
on the
badass
first
one-liner, and
roll-
if you
on the
don't,
first-
then you're getting hit.
On the first roll, I got the worst thing you can roll, so that is a nat 1.
Okay.
Oh no.
Alan busts into the room. Ryely, you see Alan leap into the room, jump out of sight
Alan?
of the door. You hear the sound of some fighting, and then the shadow creature jumps back out and is now standing in the doorway. Alan, you have been hit by the spell Seeming. The shadow creature has disguised your appearance to make you look like a shadow creature. The spell lasts 8 hours, and you are unable to
jeez.
dispel it because you failed your save. The only way the spell will fail is if you were... No, wait, even being hit? I think it lasts through being hit, too. Yes, a creature has to willingly disbelieve the spell. Like, they have to have seen evidence and attempt to disbelieve for the illusion to fail. It'll survive even, like, physical contact.
So before I do Riley's action, which will be to Eldritch Blast the thing in front of her.
Okay, well, it's Alan's turn.
Okay.
You know what?
Never
No,
mind.
you're right. We're still in the first little surprise area here. So yes, Ryely will have a turn to react, and then we'll enter like full initiative order. That
Wait,
makes more sense.
Alan is going to burn a rage to take a turn during the surprise round, even though he was the one surprised because he has feral instinct.
Look at him go.
Mm.
Okay.
Ooh.
So Alan will then. Does Alan know that this happened to him, or is he completely unaware
Not yet.
that he looks like a shadow creature?
No, he
Okay.
would have to see himself in a mirror or something to know.
Okay. In that case, Alan is just going to. I guess he's going to burn 2 rages this turn.
Okay.
But he is going to then rage and go back in and double scimitar the shadow creature.
Sweet. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay.
You get some lightning bolt arc damage too, don't you?
Yes, that's correct. First thing is the sea storm aura. The shadow creature has to make a DC 15 dexterity save.
It's rolling.
It's rolling.
That's a 15 on the die plus its dex.
Yeah.
18.
So it succeeds. So it takes only 2 lightning damage.
Okay. Great.
And then the first attack is a nat 20 with the
Okay.
scimitar speed. The second is a 21. So I assume both of
Both
those
of-
hit, and obviously
yep,
the nat
both-
20 is
both of those
double.
hit.
Okay.
It's an angry Alan now.
Yep. The nat 21, I'll just do total damage. 5
Okay.
plus 6 plus 5 is 16 plus 5 is 21 plus 10 is 31.
Nice.
So 31 damage.
31 points of damage.
Wait, plus rage damage. I'm sorry. Is plus 4. 35 total. 35 damage. On
Great.
It. Yes.
You deal 35. So you hit it good. You slash it good.
2 slices.
And as you finish your slices, you realize that you appear to be slicing Owlin. And so you are now at least aware.
Owlin is
that
slicing
an illusion,
Owlin?
Yeah, like an illusion spell has been cast. So that's the circumstance that you see. Riley, you also watch as the shadow creature hits Owlin real hard with something.
Can I see the full, like...
You can't see Owlin around the turn, but you see the shadow creature attacking, and you saw the little lightning splurge from when Owlin raged, so you're confident he's in there.
Can I roll perception to see a chance at what the shadow creature in front of me is wielding? Or will it show as the shadow creature's weapons?
It looks like the shadow creature's weapons.
Okay.
So the illusion is full and complete, basically.
Sure. All right. In that case, I'm Eldritch blasting the thing in front of me.
Does the shadow creature have the ethereal wings from Alan's
Raging?
window?
No, it does not.
Okay. Doop 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 doo. I believe that's a. I don't use spells quite often enough, do I? That's a save, right? For
What?
the person.
No, Eldritch Blast is an attack roll.
It's an attack
For
roll.
you.
Okay.
It's
I have an
your
AC of
spam
17.
I rolled 16 on the die plus 8.
Okay, that hits.
Now let me see what the damage
You have
we're looking
to.
at.
Do you roll multiple? Because you have. I think at your level you should have multiple. I'm not helping my case. You should have multiple darts. Multiple Eldritch Blasts that you can do in one turn.
I was trying to buy myself some time to pull it up, so that way I knew what I was talking about, and you're not helping your case here.
I've played so much Baldur's Gate that I have Eldritch Blast memorized.
What level are you, Cleo?
Going back to that.
What level are you? I have the spell. I'll tell you how many you have.
Okay. Level 3 Warlock.
Okay. It's.
I think it's only one.
It's
I think that's only one at
Just
level
be
1.
one.
Yep.
for level
one
3.
beam, 1d10 force damage. That's what you're
Okay.
rolling for your hit on Alan.
And that is 8.
8. Alan takes 8
Okay.
points of force damage.
Alan is going to, in surprise, look back at Ryely and kind of, I think, if he looks at his hands, will he see that he's a
Yes,
shadow creature looking guy?
he will. And it is
Alan's
Alan's at the top of initiative, so it's Alan's turn.
Okay, Alan's gonna try to like wave his hand and scimitar and be like, "It's me! It's Alan! It's some sort of illusion."
When
What does
Alan opens
Ryely
his
see?
mouth to talk, you hear the shadow creature shriek at you, and you see it waving its shadow knives.
Me and Alan, we need backup. It's yelling at me.
Okay, well, Alan is still going to, okay, what can Alan do? Okay, this may provoke I don't know if this will provoke an attack. Alan is going to take out his Artificer's Kit and take a turn to using one of his Tinker toys, use his Artificer magic to make it display. Let's say it's a like a cube kind of constructed out of Tinker toys, like kind of metal Tinker
Sure.
toys, and he can use his Artificer magic for it to display a written message in common on
Okay.
it, and he is going to not attack the shadow creature this turn, but instead pull that out and have it display a written message. How many characters can it be? I'm trying to 25. It can be up to 25 words. It's just going to be one sentence that's going to say, or it's just going to say, shadow creature cast an illusion. I am Alan. Alan is Alan. I am Alan. Alan is Shadow. And
Okay.
and basically hold it he looks like a shadow creature, but he's
So-
just holding it towards
Yeah.
Ryely. This
So-
is the truth.
We are going to provoke an opportunity attack here.
Yeah.
So it's going to roll an attack at you. And I guess because you're engaged in combat, it's going to roll it at advantage. Those are d6s.
And this ends Alan's rage, sadly, when he does this, because he can't use
Okay.
Artificer magic while raging. But
Unless he takes damage.
no, Alan has to willingly end his rage to do Artificer magic. He can't do both.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That is a 12 to hit. Does that hit Alan?
Misses.
Alan sits down, and the shadow creature is so confused that it attacks and like does not hit. Ryely, you see the scimitar of speed flash over the shadow creature's head, and then you see the shadow creature hold up a thing that says "I'm Owlin."
It's like a what are those like Tinker Toys, and it's like in a cube with like a holographic magical text in front of it. Like here you go.
And we put Ryely, I believe, before the shadow creature in turn order, so it's Riley's turn, and then the shadow creature will be on deck.
All right. Is it a free action or a bonus action to roll to disbelieve?
Yes, it's a. Let me pull up the spell. I think it's a bonus action. The creature can use its action to inspect a target and make an intelligence investigation check against the spell save DC.
So it has to be investigation.
Yep, intelligence-based investigation, which I think that's the normal one. I don't know why.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, it's investigation.
All right.
Does Ryely get any advantage because of my message cube?
No, the message cube is what gave Ryely the
What
ability
inspired
to make
it?
the,
Dang it.
Yeah, to make the check. Seeming is a 5th level spell.
It's trying to write messages at me, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast again.
It's trying to get in my head. It's gonna convince me it's Owlin.
We're hearing Eldritch Blasts. Can the folks on the right side of the ship here like start hearing and entering the room?
So there's not a way through there. Like the engineering and 4 storage areas are sectioned off. It's kind of like a 2 segments of the ship. You would have to go up and across or down through the underbelly. But I will say probably Bruiser, Randy, and B Street can hear the sounds of this battle happening.
Too, right?
And so Fox and Jeb shot up the ladder, like probably. Yeah. So they're probably passing by as Bruiser hears this. So Bruiser, if you want, you can maybe run in and tell the people in 4 storage they can start making their way over there.
Yeah, Bruiser will just yell to everyone in the vicinity. I think they found it in the bunk area, and Bruiser's gonna sprint to the ladder and try and rush over as quickly as possible.
Great.
5 damage.
Just give it 3 rounds rather than trying to calculate the up and across and down. So in 3 rounds, those of you who are not there, Bruiser, Clara, Jeb, and Fox will all arrive at the scene of this fight. Ryely, go ahead.
5 damage for Eldritch Blast.
All right, Alan takes 5 points of force damage.
Alan, why don't you just hit it? It's sitting on the ground.
And Alan doesn't answer, but he's definitely going to attack it again. And it is Owlin's turn now. Owlin's going to.
But it's the
Yeah, it's the shadow creature as Owlin. Shadow creature as Owlin's turn.
Understandable.
It's going to use.
I feel like this is like.
It's gonna attack. It's just gonna attack you with its with its shadow dagger. That's still a D6. It's gonna roll to hit you.
I feel like this is a soundtrack to like a John Wick scene.
That's a natural 20.
Well, of course that hits. Alan's probably gonna. Yeah. Alan / shadow creature is probably gonna go down after that hit.
You take 13 plus 9, so 13 piercing, which I think is halved, right? Because you're raging. No, you're not raging anymore.
No, I'm not anymore. That's already an immediate down.
Yeah. So well, let's make sure it's not double your HP. So you take 26 plus 19 times 2. 19 times 2 is
38.
38, I think.
38. So 38 plus what?
25.
26 plus 38.
Okay, that's not double. There's no way that's double.
So you're not dead. You're just down.
Yeah.
You're down. You have not taken any death saves yet, and we'll begin rolling them. But when you go down, the illusion is broken.
Okay.
The illusion breaks because there's not a U to illusory illusion. So Alan
Good job,
goes down,
Alan.
and yeah.
Wait a
so
minute.
You see, yeah, so you see that, and then you kind of blink, and it's not Alan anymore. The creature has a multi-attack and hasn't used all of it, so it's going to just lean from the, it's only a 10-foot wide bunk room, so it's just going to lean across to the opening, and it's going to attack Ryely as well. Ryely, you see a black kind of smoky dagger whoosh towards you. It's going to roll to hit. This one does not have advantage because you're not engaged in combat with anyone else. That's a 7 on the die, plus 7 to hit is a 14. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
Okay.
Let's go.
So that's going to be a miss. Ryely, you're so small and like nimble as a little weakling. You kind of flutter your wings and dodge out of the way as the pieces begin to put themselves together for you. And that's going to end that turn. For the shadow creature, bring us to the top of initiative order. So there are now 2 rounds remaining before your fellow combatants will enter the fight.
And it's just me and the shadow creature now,
Yep,
right?
just Ryely and the shadow creature now. So
And
Ryely, you're
Alan
next.
rolling death saves. But
Yeah, and Alan's death save.
Yeah.
So Alan roll a death save. Ryely, go ahead
Yep,
and take
done.
a turn.
All right, I've had enough of this, and she's gonna cast Hold Person on the shadow creature.
Okay.
I believe that has to beat a spell save DC of 16.
What's the ability score that's relevant here?
Wisdom.
I think that's a 5 on the die. Yeah.
Wisdom, yeah.
Wisdom. Okay. That's a 7.
Okay. Now that I'm concentrating on Hold Person, I'm just gonna stay. I'm just gonna Hold Person and wait for everybody else to get here.
Does it get an attempt at the beginning or end of its turn with hold person?
At the end of each of its turns.
Okay, so it doesn't get to take an action, but it is going to roll again this round to avoid to break out of the spell. So here's its roll to break out of the spell. This is another wisdom save. It's still
All right.
not going to pass.
Okay.
So we enter. There's one more round before your friends arrive. So this round will pass, and the next round will pass with your friends entering initiative.
Alan, I hope to God you're not dead again.
You hear invisible die roll and decide that. Paige.
Riley's just gonna hold position.
Riley can cast non-concentration healing spells.
That's
yes,
true.
but
Can Ryely just
Riley's a
stabilize?
little shaken up.
Yeah.
Just woke up. Does not want to risk accidentally unconcentrating, and is just staring down this demon to guarantee that she does not lose concentration. She's a little frazzled, okay? So I'm just gonna wait for everybody else to show up.
Okay. So that's going to basically just give it another chance to break out in addition to the other one. So here's its roll. This is a wisdom save for it to escape. It does not succeed on its wisdom roll to escape again. That's a 5 total. This is like the best hold person Riley's ever cast.
I'm like, eyes have not moved. I am
like,
staring
not
daggers into
blinking,
it.
like the weeping angels. Like just like don't
Yes.
blink. Julia, I would like you to roll. This is on behalf of another character who's not in the scene yet. I would like you to roll a perception check with advantage. Your modifier is a +9, and the DC to beat is a 25.
Modifier was +9.
Yes.
I have a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Oh, total dirty 20? Okay. So that does not pass. So that's okay. It's not going to pass the vibe check. We'll ignore that. That little detail.
Vibe
there.
check fail.
Okay. And that brings us to, this is the last round before your friends enter initiative. Anyone who's not in initiative order, roll for that character. I think you might all be now, but just in case, go ahead and roll for that character. And Ryely, this is your turn again. And Alan, roll another death save.
Yep, already did.
Riley's just gonna like move slowly towards Alan and put a hand on him
Okay.
and cast Spare the Dying. just to make sure. I don't even know if that works if he's not dead,
Yeah,
but she's gonna cast it anyway.
So
It's a cantrip, so
as long as you are alive, you become stable and stop rolling death saves, Alan. But we still, because of the concentration on the spell, I still don't want to know. We'll find out when someone takes the time to examine you. But you are stable at 0 hit points, if that applies.
never lost eye contact with this demon.
Yep. Never lost eye contact. The demon's staring back at you. You know, it's been like 18 seconds now. It's a very tense 18 seconds as the demon is staring. And on this round, you see your spell fizzle and break loose just as your friends burst through the door at the end of the hallway. Looks like led by Bruiser in the front. Let's check on everyone's initiative. I've got Bruiser in initiative order already. Who else is joining us? I know Jeb is coming. We've got Jeb's initiative.
And Fox.
We've got Fox. Is anyone else joining us? Is Clara coming?
Yes.
Okay, so Clara's also coming over here. We've got Clara in initiative order.
If Clara went, then FP62 would have gone as well.
Okay.
But he'll probably hang in the back.
Okay, we'll just enter him at the bottom of initiative order for the sake of simplicity.
Well, he rolled a 12 if you want it.
That's
but
fine.
Your call.
That puts him and Clara entering together, so that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
so that brings us to the top of initiative order, but we don't want to know about Alan until someone examines him. So Fox is the first one to kick through the door. Leg, blade, positioning. Fox, you have just flown down the spiral staircase leading to the main cabins, and you just kick open the door to the hallway. There are like 20 feet between you and, 3 bunk rooms basically between you
Let
and
me
the scene
at
of the
him!
fight. You only see Ryely. Ryely is like eyes watering, concentrating, and you see like whatever, pressure has just snapped, and Riley's like lost a spell of some kind, but you do not see the shadow creature.
He just points at the door, and Fox is just like nods his head and runs right in.
Okay.
Let's go.
Fox sprints over there. Owlin is laying on the ground.
Fox looks around immediatly.
There's the shadow
for the
creature.
perpetrator.
It's not.
Okay.
It didn't roll stealth or anything. It only just broke out of its whole person.
I'm in danger. Fox is gonna go for like a drop kick,
Just like
just
leap
using
in
the
and attack
momentum.
it.
Yeah.
Love it. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Ooh. Unfortunate. But how unfortunate? We may ask ourselves sometimes as I switch character sheets. 'Cause I have too many.
Leo pulls out a sticky note.
Cry me a river.
13.
Is that a 13 to hit?
13, yes.
A 13 to hit is not enough. Fox leaps in with his drop kick. Maybe the blade leg is outstretched, but the shadow creature, having just broken its paralysis, knows it needs to move. And so it just kind of dodges to the side and lets Fox enter the room. Roll a dexterity save to see if you keep your feet. A flying drop kick is not necessarily easy to recover from a miss.
That's fair. That's understandable. That is a 14.
14. Fox, you land on the bed, but you are able to keep your feet. So you like soar into the room, the creature dodges out of the way, and you land on, it's like, one of those like camp bunks type things. So you kind of like land in the middle of the bunk bed, but you keep your feet in like a crouch type position, and you're just kind of crouched between the 2 bunk beds, ready to continue in the fight. The next person in initiative order is Jebediah Peppermint.
Jeb is going to run in there. Well, not into the room. There's not a lot of room in the room.
Yeah, the rooms are like 10 by 10.
Yeah. Can he see the shadow creature through the door, like at an angle?
You can see just like the very edge of it, maybe like a little sliver. It's kind of trying to hide behind the wall that has the door, so you can't see it unless you step into the room. It's trying to draw you inside for the fight.
All right, he's going to cast Hold Person on it.
Okay. It's going to roll a wisdom save.
And he's going to say to Riley, bet you never seen magic like this before. Wisdom save DC 16.
DC 16. Does anyone know
Yeah.
which of those 2 dice that are on the screen was the new roll and which one was already there? If not, I'm going to clear them and re-roll.
I do not know.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was not.
That's
looking
fine.
at
I just
the
didn't want
screen
to.
at
One
the
of them
time.
succeeded and one of them failed, so I didn't want to give it a success if it should have been a fail. Okay, that is a total of 10. It is held in place again. You got it.
So,
Yo, let's go.
Jeb points his blunderbuss, locks the shell in, boom, shoots, and like this little silver lasso like wraps around it, zoop, cinches it, and it just kind of freezes
It's
it up.
Riley's turn. Jeb was just like, I bet you've never seen magic like this before.
Oh,
Pretty cool, huh?
I just did that. And she's just gonna just
Debatable.
poke her head around the corner and just Eldritch blast. I'm hitting the right person this time.
This teeny little wheatling just like pokes her little head in, you know, her little grassy hair kind of falling off to the side as she leads around the corner like Scooby-Doo style and does an Eldritch Blast.
You're
That's awesome. You
like
have advantage on your attack because the creature can't move.
Oh, true. Switching back to my other character sheet.
Have
All
you
right.
ever heard of our Lord and Savior multiple tabs?
I do
Cleo
have
has-
multiple tabs, and they're
Cleo has
holding other
2
things.
sticky notes for their character sheet, remember?
Not! I have character sheet.
Let's take this moment
One
to
ability
critique
score.
Cleo's
18
per
to
sticky
hit.
note.
18 to hit.
one ability per sticky note. Is that what you said, Wash? 18 to
Yeah,
hit will
this-
hit.
This message brought to you by the paper character sheet gang.
All right. That's 4 damage.
4 damage. You lean around the corner. I just did that, and you attack the shadow creature. You hit it for 4 points of damage with an Eldritch Blast. Just this like force damage, basically, that slams into it, and it's held in place so it can't move. So the momentum just kind of like spirals off of it. Fox, you feel like the wind kind of brushes through your hair as all the force damage ricochets off. And that brings us to the shadow creature's turn. It will roll to escape. I have no idea how this will go.
Fail.
That's a nat 1. It will not get a chance to escape next turn.
Let's go.
That's how we'll roll that. Jeb's magic is so strong, which brings us.
It
in
like
initiative order
loops the
to
lasso
Bruiser.
around a couple more times.
Ooh.
Just
Oh, yeah, he's,
you're
like,
hooking a
keeping it
hose.
going.
Shoot,
That's
shoot,
fine.
shoot. Yep.
So Bruiser's
Bruiser-
gonna fly up behind it, and he is going to stab the shadow creature with his rapier.
There is no way to get behind it. Unfortunately, it does have its back to a wall.
Oh, well then in front of it,
Okay.
or next to it.
So you're flying
Still
over
advantage.
Alan, who is still unconscious on the ground. By the way, Alan, roll another save this round. Whether you need one or not, just roll it so we don't know. So you're like floating over top of Alan's limp body on the ground as you attack with your rapier.
Do I get advantage because of hold person?
You don't. Well, I guess you would get advantage for old person. You also get advantage because Fox is within 5 feet of it, so it's
Oh,
flanked
perfect.
and held, and it's coddled.
Lots of sneak attack. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah, so 23 will hit.
Okay.
We're giving it a hug.
So it's gonna be 7 regular damage, and then my sneak attack, I believe, is 6d6.
Okay.
20 sneak attack damage.
20 sneak attack damage. Great.
And that is his turn.
Is he gonna stay there?
Yep.
Okay, so Bruiser is floating over top of Owlin, who is laying on the ground. There are, so far, 4 combatants in this bunk room. And that brings us in initiative order
Oh.
to FP62.
Quick question. Is there anybody else in this bunk room?
Not in this one.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't somebody like lying in their bed watching
That
this
was
all
the perception
happen.
check I had Julia roll.
I didn't even remember that.
No, it was for another bunk room, but there's no one in this bunk room.
Okay.
Go ahead, FP62.
Jeb's gonna holler out, "We need a medic!" And FP is gonna say, "On the way!" And he will rush over there to the door and lean over Owlin's body and use of his healer's kit to patch his wounds. And Owlin, you receive 20 hit points, hopefully.
Oh, wow.
If there's an Owlin to be saved, you get 20 hit points.
Owlin will, his eyes will flutter open again, and look around and say something like, this again, and try to stand back up.
Yes, please. Can you stop
You try
doing
to
that?
stand up, but directly over you is Bruiser, like his wings flapping, hovering in place. So if you stand up, you like throw him off. You see him like thrusting with the rapier, you know?
If, a little more room, Bruiser, when you have a chance.
Can FP try to, well, he doesn't have an action. Never mind. He was going to try and pull him out. No worries. That's FP's turn.
Great, and that brings us to Clara's turn. Clara, as you enter the hallway, just to paint the picture for you, it's like a 30-foot long hallway, and crowded around the third room on the right, Ryely and Jeb are in the hallway. Well, actually, Riley's trying to peek her head through the doorway and like Eldritch Blast, so she's like right at the edge of the door. Jeb is out there holding on to this sort of shimmering silver lasso that's coming out of his blunderbuss. And then FP62 is crouched at the doorway with his synthoid hands on Owlin's shoulders. Owlin is laying on the ground. And like he's got his little medicine kit, his little med kit's open next to him, you know, probably some gauze and stuff laying on the ground there. And then inside the door, you can see Bruiser's wings fluttering and like the glint of his rapier. You can hear Fox yelling something from inside, and you can maybe see a tiny hint of there being a shadow creature in there, but probably you can't really even see them through this pack of people.
I'd like to imagine that Ryely is just like hovering just on, like clutched to Jeb's shoulder, pointing a hand over his shoulder to Eldritch Blast.
Hey, get off of me. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to concentrate. It spell is really
stable.
difficult.
I'm trying to aim.
You need to maintain concentration for this spell to work. You wouldn't
I know.
understand.
I was maintaining
Can I tell
concentration.
From my vantage point that Owlin is like doing really poorly.
Yes, because Owlin is being tended to by FP62 despite there being a shadow creature to fight. So it is clear that he is not well.
Does he look like he can stand?
His eyes are open, but I mean, he can't stand up with Bruiser flying over top of him.
Okay. I don't think I can do anything. Y'all are just all up in my way.
That is correct. We are
your
quite packed
euphoria
in.
breath, and all of them burst into laughter.
Laughter is the best medicine.
That's
what
probably
they say.
that's probably my best move.
Perhaps you're light, Clara.
I only get to use it once a day, and it just wore off like 20 minutes ago.
Alan waves his scimitar from his laying down position. I already cast light on this. I keep telling you that.
I want to cast. I just want to, for the funny, I want to tell you, I wanted to cast suggestion on Alan to get up and go take a nap. But Bruiser's in the way. Okay. So.
Just take a nap where you are.
I already did that for too long.
Okay, I think Clara is gonna elbow her way into the room. She's small. I'm sure she can fit.
Sure, she like finds
can
her way
fit.
into a corner there.
You know what? If you are not holding this thing, like if you are not fighting this thing right now, can you guys drag him out? There is not enough room in here. Clear the room, babies. This is ridiculous. There is not enough room in here. Let me take care of it. And I am going to use my breath weapon.
Clara, the 2 foot tall fairy dragon. Let me take care of it.
Y'all were not in here. I would be ending this right now. But
It's big Jeb energy.
Big Jeb energy.
we're big on the inside, baby.
The nose knows.
The nose knows.
The nose always knows.
All right. So she is going to breathe onto the face of the shadow creature with Tasha's hideous laughter.
Okay.
Let me look up what my joke of the day is. All right, honey. What do you call it when a cow turns into a dragon? Now that's legendary. That is a DC 18 wisdom save.
I just think that's a good pun. DC
Thanks,
18 wisdom save.
Good is certainly a word.
You know what? You know what? I'm doing more out here than you are, baby. Maybe just lay your
Alan laying
beautiful head back
unconscious
down.
or nearly unconscious on the ground. What kind of save?
It is a wisdom save.
A
which
wisdom
we know is not really
It got
his
an
strong
11.
Suit. All right. Yes, he bursts into laughter, and I believe is considered prone.
Yeah. He
So-
goofing on the ground.
So it falls. I'm gonna say because it also is a hold person, which
And
paralyzes it.
It's for 1 minute as
So
well.
it like tips over and falls prone. And it is laughing, but it's also like it has landed on Owlin. So like Owlin, you like your eyes flutter open, and then this thing just tips down like a drawbridge. You just kind of lands on you, and it's laughing, and it's like up in your face, but the rage in its eyes, like it is clearly not having any fun. But it has burst into laughter. And
somebody needs to shut that up. That is a disgusting sound.
And the that brings us to the top of initiative order. It is Owlin's turn beneath Bruiser and the shadow creature.
Owlin is going to try to shut it up by like stabbing at it with a scimitar while
No,
it's like
get out.
leaning on him. No, Owlin's gonna shut it up.
Owlin is prone and underneath some things, so he's gonna roll this attack at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, Owlin is gonna try to scoot out.
Okay. Owlin is
Now
going
that I've
to-
realized
You're
it's
darn
hard
right
to
you
hit.
do.
Alan's going to roll a strength, or if he's trained in it, which I think he is, athletics check to
Yep.
get himself out from under the dog pile and out of the room.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Easy. You just kind of like, you stand it back up again. It like teeters back into a standing position. And then you are able to kind of, crouch out from underneath Bruiser and get back into the hallway. So Alan is in the hallway now with FP16.
Jeb's just like, hey,
Jeb's still holding
everything.
the silver
Yeah.
lasso.
I'm looking down at Owlin for once. I'm like, hey, you, good job being alive. Everything okay in there?
Yep. Everything I think is going according to plan.
Fox,
Do you think they all realize
on the
that
bunk.
that thing's going to explode when they kill it?
It's on the ground. I am just gonna stomp it with my bladed blade.
Yeah, you are. Roll with advantage. It can't move. It thinks everything's funny.
Oh yeah, no. That's a go to my other character sheet. Yes, I can have them both up at the same time, but then I can't read them. I'm not gonna listen to any other advice on that. I got a 8 + 9.
You hit.
Okay. My
That's
brain
a
short
17
circuited.
for those at home.
for those first graders at home.
Hey, now. I
know
needed
there's
that.
at least one viewer who listens to our podcast with her kid on their way to elementary school.
Oh, cool.
There you go. Quick maths. That's going to be a lot of damage. Give me a second to calculate.
How much
that.
damage?
7 plus 4 for the
That's 11.
kick itself, and then where's my d6? I'm just gonna roll.
Honey, where's my D6?
I'm gonna roll a d12 and divide it by 2 because I can't find the d6. Forgot. Okay, yes. Just roll 4 of those for me.
Okay.
I got you. I can do it on screen.
Oh yeah, because of the tension die.
2 + 4 is 6, + 4 is 10, + 3 is
13.
13.
So 13 plus what that first number was.
Yep.
11.
Wow. That's a 24.
There you go.
Okay.
Josh,
Dump.
just so you
Is it dead?
know, at the beginning of the shadow creature's turn, it has to roll a d6. If it's between 1 and 4, it uses all its movement to go in a random direction. And if it's between 5 and 6, it just does not move.
Okay.
Um,
I'll roll that one. That's at
and
the
it- and
beginning
it
of
can
its
make
turn.
it can make a saving throw to try
Well-
to get out of the DC.
Yeah, so it'll have to beat the whole person before it starts rolling that
Yeah.
that save, but I'll remember that too.
Sorry, you're right.
Yep.
Is it dead?
No. In fact, it looks barely scratched.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Fairy Fire on it as well.
Okay.
Just we're not losing them. So, is that a DC?
Merry
Dex
shadow
save.
creature, everyone.
Fairy Fire is
A deck save.
a dex save. Yep, it's going to roll a dex save. This is
Okay.
much less likely to succeed.
Well, isn't it? Doesn't it automatically fail since it's held person?
Yes.
It's paralyzed.
Oh,
It's a
yeah, you're
dex
right.
save.
You're right. Yep, it fails.
Yeah. Okay.
Good reminder. Okay.
Die,
so it
you
fails.
son of a bitch!
Okay. That concludes Fox's turn, and it is Jeb's turn. Jeb is holding the person.
I don't know. Should I throw a fireball in there? I mean, or a lightning bolt. I don't know what else to do.
Then you're gonna kill them. Just
Yes, I know.
concentrate like you keep
That's-
telling me to do.
I don't have time for you and your sass. And I am going
Oh,
to
found my D6.
shoot a mind sliver at it. So it's just gonna bada bing, bada boom. 10 points of psychic damage.
Ouchie.
Pew pew pew. I'll say I'll just like send the psychic damage up the line.
Okay.
Oh, I need to roll to hit. Oh, that's a 19 plus like
That's gonna hit it. Yeah.
yeah 8.
Okay, you hit it.
So these are just
for-
little surges, pew 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 up the line.
You
I
hit-
don't know what else to do, Alan.
What kind of damage was that? Psychic?
Psychic.
Okay, you get the sense that that damage isn't doing anything.
Oh,
It's
it doesn't
not
have a
affected by
brain.
That kind of attack.
Die.
Doesn't have a brain.
Which brings us to the shadow creature. So it misses its turn. It's going to roll to escape hold person. And that one's wisdom, right?
Yeah, was
Yes.
this the was
It's
the
a 3
previous
on the die. It
20
does not
that one?
escape hold person.
Oh, it doesn't matter, I guess.
And it- okay, the shadow creature's turn ends with it still stuck in place. And Bruiser, it is your turn.
We are doing the good old stabby stab.
Okay.
And
yeah, go ahead.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And advantage.
Assuming you
So
hit
I
it.
guess
Everyone stop
Okay.
rolling to hit until it breaks out of its 3 imprisonments. Or I guess
Okay.
two imprisonments.
then it's gonna be 10 normal and 15 sneak, so a total of 25 damage.
25 damage. Okay. 25 points of damage as you stab it with a really well-placed stab, which brings us to the next... Oh, go ahead.
Can I just move out of Ellen's way in a way that does? Okay.
You would have to leave the room, though. Like, the spaces are all occupied. So you're gonna,
Oh.
if you occupy a space with another creature in it, you're going to start attacking at disadvantage, which would cancel out your sneak attack.
Can I just fly up a little bit more?
No. It's like it's a
Well,
boat, dude.
you've
It's
made
not
your
like
attack,
vaulted
right?
ceilings. Yeah, you've made
Yeah.
your attack.
So you could just move out of the way completely, right?
Would I be able to get back in?
Musical stabs.
If
don't worry
Alan
about
left again for you, you can get back in.
Yeah.
I'll leave for you.
Okay. Then Bruiser will exit the room.
Okay.
Yeah, stop hogging
Bruiser
space
backs
in the
out
room.
into the hallway past FP62, which
Oh,
is
hello,
because
Bruiser.
it's his turn.
Hello.
Thank
FP.
you. Would you like me to stab as well? I saw that you stabbed.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I will walk. FTP will walk in there, and
Oh, hey,
say,
you
FP.
hit Fox is
Uh,
crouched on the bunk.
"Hey, Fox. What are you doing down there?"
Oh, I'm just stomping on him from here. Don't worry about it. You do your thing.
I like the
Oh.
mental picture of Fox using the top bunk as like leverage, like pushing with your arms to get a stronger stomp as you shove downwards. You know.
Oh,
Fox
yeah.
From the top bunk.
Oh.
That's a 20 to hit. As FP is just like talking to Fox,
Yeah, you hit it.
like without looking to the side. He's just like jabs into the thing.
Yep.
Which is a lot. There's like 66 on this, and that is.
The crazy thing is, I'm still making you guys roll damage because this creature is still viable.
Yeah.
It's still not a done deal, or I would end the combat.
So that's 7 plus 7 is 14.
Okay. Oh, I haven't been giving it every time it takes damage, it gets a chance to try and break Tasha's hideous laughter.
31 points of damage from FP.
Okay. 31 points of damage, and then I'm gonna give it like a single roll at advantage to make up for all the other damage that we skipped. So this is to break Tasha's hideous laughter, which I think that's a wisdom save. Is that right?
Is wisdom 18.
Wisdom save of 18 at advantage. That's a 19. So it breaks Tasha's hideous laughter. It is still in hold person.
Okay.
And that will conclude. Is that the end of FP's turn? Is FP gonna
Elise
leave?
has
Or
stopped laughing.
He's gonna use the rest of his turn to walk back out of the room. And it's gonna say, "Well, Fox, I will see you in a second. Good luck
I'll
with
see
your
you later.
picking."
everybody like tagging in? He tags
Yeah.
him in
Yeah.
from the top bunk.
Because it's held, there's no opportunity attacks.
Yeah, I know. It's just like everybody can just move in and take their turn. It's
Yeah.
Clara's turn now. Clara,
Next!
there is like a single square of space open right at the entrance to the room if you want to get in there. Oh, you're
Clara's already
inside
in there.
I'm inside. I'm curious if I could use a 15-foot cone. Would that definitely hit Fox?
Yes. Oh, no, that wouldn't hit Fox because
Like
you're
I
in the
can
space
point
next
away.
to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm gonna try this. Why not?
You like fly adjacent to the bunk, you know, so that you
I
and
just
Fox are
can
next
you
to each
stand behind me for a minute? Can you just get your skinny butt out of the way for just a moment here?
Sure.
I am gonna cast color spray.
other. Okay.
I'm gonna ask you to do the rolling for me.
Sure.
It is 6d10. It's not damage. It's to see the hit point level of the thing that I can affect, and then let's see what level I am. I have a
Your
level.
6d10 rolled a 39.
It says when you cast the spell at a higher level, you can roll an additional 2d10 for each slot level above first. But I don't know what my character level is.
You don't have any levels because you don't have any levels in the class, so just treat it as first.
Okay, so 39 hit points. That's however many hit points of creatures the spell can affect.
So
So, if
that's
he has 39 or less,
I
then
see.
it'll work on him.
Okay.
If it works, he's going to be, he or she or they,
It.
is going to be, he's going to be
Blind.
blinded until the end of our next turn.
Okay. Since it can't move, you have no idea whether it's blinded or not.
Yeah, how do you like that? Just gonna just assume yes. Clara is
That's
going
the draconic
to.
way.
Yeah. Clara's going to. I'm just gonna show myself out for a minute. You got this, right, baby?
Oh yeah, I got this.
And she's gonna take a peek at Alan as though there was something she could do about it.
Okay.
Like,
That leaves Fox alone in the room with the held shadow creature, and it brings us to the top of initiative order, which is Alan
is
Woodrier's
Alan.
turn.
So as soon as Clara comes out, Alan doesn't really register that Clara is there to take a look at Alan, and Alan just brushes past her and goes
Can
right
I-
in to
can I
attack the
grab
shadow
it?
creature.
Sure.
As a
Alan,
reaction. One moment, and Alan.
you should not go in there.
I'm fine. And Alan will take out his scimitar of
like,
speed and
covered
do
in
3
blood.
attacks.
We're
There's
losing
like a
Alan
single-
tonight, y'all.
There's like a single
It's
gauze wrap
happening.
on one of his cuts from FP using his field medicine kit.
Fox,
Alan is
as
taking
Alan
3
comes
attacks.
in, as Alan comes in, Fox stops stomping for 1 second to just high five him.
Alan will simultaneously high five and do 3 hacks with the scimitar of speed.
3 hacks sounds
Uh,
like a Jebediah
ooh.
Peppermint Chronicle.
Yeah.
Scimitar hacks.
Top 10 scimitar hacks.
All right,
Scimitar
that
tricks
is
and tricks.
15 plus 12 for the total damage, which is what is that? That's 27.
27 points of damage.
27 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Hey, that's a lot of damage.
That is a lot
And
of
then
damage.
Alan
That's
is
a lot
going
of
to
damage.
He's going to do that, slice, high five, jump back out.
Okay. And that brings us in initiative order to Fox.
Well, you know what time it is.
Go ahead.
He says out loud to no one and just continues to stomping.
The disembodied announcer says, "You know what time it is? Fox from the top rope."
Ding 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 ding. Boom. All
Wait,
right.
is Fox under the bed?
No, he's
No.
in between,
No,
like
Fox is on-
in the middle. It's
Yeah.
above
Oh,
bed, and
okay.
he's on the lower bunk.
Using
Oh,
using
okay.
the up the idea is he's using the top bunk to leverage himself down to
Gotcha.
stomp even harder.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a D8 plus 4. That's 5 plus 4 is 9. I found the D6, so I can actually roll my own D6s
This
now.
is quite the curse.
Congrats.
That's 10 10, 16. Ooh, wow. 22 from the D6s. And what did I say was 9? So 31?
31.
I rolled 3 6s out of
Nice.
4.
Nice. That's the shadow creature's turn.
Why won't you die?
It's going to roll. And with an 18 on the die, plus
Finally
its
Chronal
modifier
shift.
to a dirty 20, breaks it for the end of its turn. And then
Chronal
it's-
shift.
Ooh,
as
he's
a
making a reroll?
reaction, makes it re-roll,
It's
please,
re-rolling.
and thank you.
Here's the reroll.
Hey, Jeb, I think it's breaking out.
Now it's a 16.
What was the other one?
It has a dirty 20 on the other one.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
16 still breaks it.
It breaks out, and then it's going to immediately burn a legendary action. A 60-foot cube of dark energy just radiates out from where the creature is. Everybody needs to make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
Is that
The
everyone
entire
outside
ship?
too?
That's like the
That is pretty much the whole ship. Yes. I'll make a note for myself to
Radius
figure out
or
how your
diameter?
NPCs did. 60-foot cube. So
60
foot
foot
radius.
along one length.
Yeah, 60 foot to
Okay.
a
That
side.
was a Constitution saving throw.
That is a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 16.
Pass.
Okay.
Bruiser fails.
Okay.
Clara passes.
Jeb and FP fail.
Okay.
And what ooh.
I'll tell you what happens if you fail and if you succeed, and you'll because I just realized there's so many of you, and then you will figure out how your characters are doing. So this
I need to
wave
know
of
if it does
energy-
damage.
It does. This wave of energy radiates outwards from it. Those of you who failed take 48 points of psychic damage and suffer a level of exhaustion. Those of you who succeed, you take 22 points of psychic damage and you do not take a level of exhaustion.
Alan
FP.
passed and still collapses.
FP is going to use evasion to cut that in half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Same
he's
here
going to use
for
that
Fox.
to succeed.
Okay.
You said 48?
yes.
Okay.
So that is the action that it took, and it's going to survey to see. It's just looking around to see how everybody's doing. You don't need to tell me your hit points, but if you're lower than half hit points, just tell me you're bloodied. If you're down, tell me you're down.
Down.
Alan is down.
Bloodied.
FP is not bloodied.
Okay.
Jeb
Oh, I didn't
is
roll for
bloodied.
Riley.
Okay. And Fox is doing okay. Fox is not bloodied
Fox
yet.
is doing okay, and
Okay.
Riley's doing okay.
Okay. That brings us in the initiative order to Bruiser, if he's still up.
Yep, he is. He's gonna go in. How does it look?
It is looking rough. It's got like puncture wounds from Fox repeatedly stomping on it. It's got slashes from Owlin's scimitar. It's got all these like dents in its, because it's like chaos energy that's been shaped. So it's
Yeah.
got all these weird dents in its form from the Eldritch blasts and the force damage. It's got it's just looking beyond bloodied. It is looking
Okay.
rough.
Is it still
Oh, wait.
flanked?
But it took
Yes.
Owlin down, right? Owlin's at 0.
Yeah.
Okay, it took Owlin down, and as that happens, as Owlin falls, it almost looks like the creature gains a level of it almost seems to recover a little bit from that
Okay.
damage that it has dealt.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes, it will.
And I am
Okay.
flanking it.
Yep.
What are we waiting on?
waiting on
Damage.
damage.
12
Gotcha.
plus 14, so 26 damage total.
26 damage. Okay. And and then is Bruiser.
Bruiser will back out.
Okay. As Bruiser backs out, he provokes an
Bonus
attack.
action.
Bonus
disengage.
action, disengage.
Cunning action. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Bruiser disengages, and that brings us to
Come
FP62's
on,
turn.
FP.
I can use some help in here. It's scary again.
DM.
Yeah.
This is kind of a critical moment. If you wouldn't mind giving me a lay of the land.
Absolutely.
Who is down?
Only Owlin is down. Owlin is in the entryway of the room, as is his custom, laying on the ground. Outside
Are the others
of it,
all unconscious except for
No.
Bruiser?
Bruiser, nobody else is unconscious. Bruiser, I think, is bloodied. I think
Yeah.
Ryely maybe was bloodied.
Riley's fine.
Okay, Clara is fine.
Anybody
Right.
can stabilize somebody, right?
Yeah,
If
FP
you're
is
trained in
going
medicine, you
to.
can, yeah. Well,
If-
you can make an untrained check. It's just harder.
Okay.
And so people are up. They're just not in like terrific condition. But it's not like anybody else is dead or dying. It's just Owlin. Poor dude.
Just Alan.
It's not like anyone's dead or dying. It's just Owlin.
Well, that's because he keeps
FP
going in at 1 health.
is going to
No,
very
at 20 health.
gingerly step over
There's a
Owlin.
difference.
Jeff's gonna
And,
step over. Okay.
Yeah, FP's going to step over him
Or FP, yeah.
and take his scimitar up from his back.
Oh, FP's
And-
scimitar. Because
Yes,
you know,
FP's
Owlin's
scimitar.
has light cast on it.
That's true.
They're different.
So as FP walks over Owlin to go into the room, he bends over and picks up his scimitar of speed.
Okay.
You get if you
It's
have
an attunement object, so for him it's just a
Oh,
normal
dang it.
scimitar.
That's true.
And I have an ally nearby.
You do. It's
Yep.
a sneak attack.
It doesn't give me advantage, but it gives me sneak attack.
Yep.
It should give you
That-
advantage.
Mm-mm. Only if he's flanked.
Isn't he
that
flanked by me?
is-
I think Fox is flanking him, isn't he? Fox is
Oh,
in the
is he?
room with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's blanked.
Fox
Okay.
is adjacent. Yeah. I think you
Oh, well,
get
that's
it.
much better.
Yeah.
That's a 19 plus 8.
And you're within 30 feet of Jeb with that 19.
Oh, snap. So that's I mean,
Oh.
do we
just
even
saying.
need to roll with that?
What's the base damage that you'd be dealing?
It's going to be okay. So the scimitar of speed is probably a D6.
Yes, it is.
So it's going to be. Hold on.
It's a finesse weapon,
66
right?
times 2. So 12d6 plus an extra 2d6. So 14d6.
No, just describe the killing blow as the creature and describe the sensory effects as this creature evaporates. This is a significantly greater concentration of chaos energy than you've seen in other creatures. So they're harmless, but they're sensory.
So I think it's going to do the thing that he did way back during one of their infiltration missions, where he just goes like up through the with the scimitar and it like comes out the thing's shoulder. But FP is going to press himself into it, like he's going to walk into it, shove it into the wall, and in such a way so that he takes the brunt of the chaos energy blast that it gives off as it dies.
Awesome. Describe the sensory effects though that come out of it as they're just random sensory effects.
You hear a strike of thunder. You smell salt and parsley. There's a flapping sound of studded metal leather, and just this sigh of relief that kind of echoes and whimpers out at the end.
And on that note, tonight's Dungeons and Dragons session comes to a close with the SS Happy Orc finally clad in safety, rushing off towards a new dawn. Clara has a hand up.
Sorry.
What's up?
Can I stabilize Alan?
I suppose. You don't need to roll for it. You're not under pressure. Alan, unless you had died already, you're stabilized.
no.
Okay.
Alan's good.
Alan is stable.
Debatable.
I think
If
with as
you
many
attack-
times as he fell, we may need to roll for another long-term injury for Alan.
If you attack anything
No.
else today, I will pop you like a grape.
I'm just going to
You're gonna
rest
take a
now
nap.
here. I'm going to
Jake,
sleep
roll a
here.
d20.
All right. 8 on the die.
8 on the die. You are disfigured with a horrible scar to the extent that the
Oh.
wound can't be easily concealed. You have disadvantage on persuasion and advantage on intimidation from this scar.
Well, that's great.
Ooh.
That plays towards my stats anyways.
Yeah, and it would require magical healing of 6th level or higher. To
Disability? I think you
not
meant
like a spell
buff.
that's upcast, but like a, or yes, like a spell
But you
that's
get
upcast.
My dumb
advantage.
stats.
X.
Yeah. So
Where's your
Um,
scar at?
yeah, you don't
I
have
would-
to decide that tonight.
Wait until next
Okay.
time.
Yeah. You can
Okay.
Okay.
And DM, I know you wanted to say like, this is and that's how we end it
Mhm.
for this Dungeons and Dragons.
I
But what
already
you
did that.
what you meant to say, right, was ding
You all
ding
get a
ding! Cage match has ended with FB and Fox in the ring and team. Four
Booyah.
guys, Adventures and Vibes, conquering Team Chaos. Let's give it up! Bing, 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 bing.
That's
Nice.
exactly what it is. Thanks for sponsoring this podcast, Bing. Just kidding. Sponsored by Bing. Then not only does that conclude a Dungeons and Dragons session, it concludes a story arc because next week we will be doing a tavern talk and session 0 for Cleo's micro adventure. Let's go. An adventure known as Cleo
Oh, the City of Babel.
and
Ah.
the Creeping Freeze. And that is the adventure that we will be beginning. So tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week, we'll do a little bit of a tavern talk to kind of transition mentally, and then we'll also do session 0, which means we'll learn a little bit about the world. We'll come up with character concepts for the players, et cetera, and then I will hand over the reins to Cleo for 3 weeks while I leave the country because Cleo's DMing. No, just kidding.
I took over.
I'm already leaving the country.
Look at
So
me.
That is.
I'm the DM now.
And yeah. So what do you want to say at the end of your sessions, Cleo?
Now, remember, everybody, GG's. And don't forget about jury nullification.